up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching Tru Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody. What's up, Tru Heel Heat? Tru Heel Heat.
What's up? Tru Heel Heat.
Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Grab your plates. We are back live for the Saturday morning cookout, the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. And boy, oh boy, was it a week for news. AEW finally got paid. The long journey that we've been on the flagship, talking about every single update with this WBD TV deal, has finally come to a conclusion. And after today, I don't have to talk about it. What a day it is. What a day it is. But we're going to talk about what their $185 million a year deal does for All Elite Wrestling and for wrestling overall with all the big TV rights deals. And just when you thought that would be the biggest news, hey, there's a big guy in Georgia. If you smell what he's cooking. We're going to talk all about that and much, much more. It's the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. Let's hit the intro. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 297. Elite Profits, many returns, and big guy in Georgia, discussing the latest wrestling news as only we can, including AEW's massive TV deal and what it means for the future of the promotion. The big rumor heading into WWE Bad Blood of The Rock making his long-awaited return and what that could possibly mean. Recap of this week in wrestling with AEW Dynamite's 5th-year anniversary, with Shelton Benjamin's debut, and Jay White's return. AEW Collision Grand Slam, Rampage, ROH TV, WWE SmackDown with an awesome WWE Tag Team title ladder match, Raw with the last monster standing and return of Seth freaking Rollins, NXT with their CW premiere and Cora Jade's return, and NJPW Destruction in Kobe, plus final predictions for tonight's WWE Bad Blood. And the gang, the fellas of the gang are here. First up, we got, of course, back from his 1 week hiatus, the True Draw himself. Josh, how are you feeling?
Doing good. Lots to talk about. Lots of people to call out. I look forward to it.
Thumbs up for that. We also got with us, he is back once again. You haven't been able to miss him too long because he was just here a few weeks ago. Back on vacay with the nice scenery in the background, the elite scenery for this week. It is Top Guy JJ. How are you doing?
I am fantastic this morning because you listen, when you got that late flight and you get to the crib, get that fresh, good shower and go right to sleep, you wake up a whole new I feel like I'm fucking 20 right now. I feel like I'm 20. I'm ready to fucking cook some heads. If Josh said there's people to call out, I can't wait for this shit because that means it's about to be a fucking barn burner in this bitch today. Let's go.
Barn burners. All barn burners. That's what we do here on the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Appreciate everyone watching for joining us live. We appreciate y'all. If you're also watching us on demand, remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by helping the YouTube algorithms and hitting that thumbs up. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you can sound off in the live chat if you're watching on any of the three platforms, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and give us your thoughts on this week in wrestling. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, the best way to do that is with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate that kind of support. We got in the chat with us already the good brother Chuck Berries with our first super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. He says, "What's good, THH fam? Gonna have split screens on wrestling and baseball. May Punk and Drew shed hella blood in the cell, and my Phillies prevail over Romeo's Mets." I think, is Romeo a Mets fan? I didn't even know that. I thought he was a Yankees fan.
No, that's Chris G.
That's
Yeah,
Chris G, man. That's Chris G. You got the wrong True Heel, man. But
Chris
definitely
G
get
does
the
love
attention.
Chris G does love losers with blue and orange, so that makes sense.
Today is loaded, yo. Loaded. Holy shit. No plans for Saturday.
He says, "Let's effing go." We also got one of our members of the channel celebrating 15 months as a member, the OG himself, Bala B. Thank you so much, Bala B. And you can become a member of the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel by hitting the join button. $1 a month gets you exclusive in-chat perks. Plus, you get these nice little chats that you could send on your anniversary month, like Bala B for 15 months. He says, "Fun Raw, mostly fun Dynamite, great SmackDown, and you know me, I don't usually compliment WWE. AEW TV deal, and I get to laugh at Punk. Great week." So he's loving this week. He is loving this week for sure. He also says, between him being a hypocrite in interviews and losing the main event to Roman and Cody, yeah, the match will probably be great, but the hater in me still gets a laugh. Hey, this is all the long game of Paul Levesque, Booker of the Year, Paul Levesque, who is just like, I need to get the good CM Punk, the bitter, angry CM Punk, so I'm not going to give him the main event. Smart on you, Paul Levesque. Smart on you. I appreciate you, sir. But yes, thank you so much, Vala B, for being a member of the channel. We appreciate you. We also appreciate Chuck Berry's the good brother as well. But yes, we always start off our Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast with our roll call, shouting out everyone supporting us across social medias and here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We got our Tru Heel Trinity over on Facebook. Number 3 was Ivan Rosa once again. Number 2, the Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting, and Neil Benedict was number 1. Our Patreon backers, we got Vala B, who was in the chat already, ALW, Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Trey, Robert, Steve, Ladarius, John, aka Russell Scopes, Dan Snide, Kobe, Dolores, John Martin, DJ Eric, Marcus, James, Alan, and Santo. Thank you so much for supporting us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content and the best way to support us when we are not live here. And of course, I want to shout out our special guest from last week, Mark Hoke of the Mark Hoke Show, who joined us 2 weeks in a row doing big work with us over here on the flagship, and as well as Professor Chris of the NWA podcast, who joined me for the full 3 hours last week. So appreciate you as well, good brother. But is there anything you want to say before we get into things, JJ? Because you usually have something to say that doesn't have to do with wrestling. So I want to give you the floor.
Actually, that is a fantastic graphic shirt, actually, by the way. That is a damn sweet shirt. I love that shirt. I might have to ask you where you got that from. I might have to get that in a different color. You know, just so we don't look like twins out here and shit.
Thank you.
I did want us to go. You know what's crazy is that I was thinking about while we were kind of like talking pre-show and shit. I wanted us to kind of go live like early. Remember when we did that shit back in, like, I think it was like a year or so ago? We just went live impromptuly and fucking just shocked everybody. And we looked like we actually weren't on air and we were just talking like nonsense gibberish. But I think there's a lot to dive into this week. And there's too much outside of wrestling to not try to talk about, like, you know, Power that just fucking ended.
I literally
let you
finish, and then I was gonna say, since I'm not gonna see you on Monday for probably our review with me and Krssi
you
Luv,
might.
Okay, so we'll take that. We'll take this.
It's the finale, my nigga. Let's go.
Because we might have our biggest cast yet, because I got Graps Knowledge, who joined me for episode 9. He's gonna join us for episode 10, and Krssi. So yeah, we got a lot to discuss.
It's gonna be a lituation up in there.
Just like Beetlejuice. You just say Krssi Luv. Say her name and she appears. I believe in Krssi. The princess of all the Tru Heels is here. Miss Krssi Luv, how are you doing?
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone.
I was gonna try to finish the lyrics with Brooklyn Streets, but I think I would have butchered it after like St. Mark's and Ralph.
What's going on, peeps? How y'all feeling?
We're doing good. We were just pre-gaming about Power, but we weren't going to give away too much because we still got our review on Monday. But JJ said he could possibly join. All I'm going to say is give us just one sentence. What's your feeling after watching the final episode? We'll start with Krssi.
What my one word?
You know what mine is, right, Krssi?
What? What's yours?
I was right.
You were. You said. I wish they would have.
From the beginning of the season, I was like, it's got to end with these two niggas coming together. So
I wish they would have showed that. I wish they would have. It felt like Tariq was just like, yeah, okay, word, okay, sure, no problem, bet, I see you. Like, why didn't they just have like the person like speak like so we could hear their voice?
Cliffhangers, baby, come on.
Like at least show their name on the phone. Like I don't want to hear the conversation.
No. You can't do it like that.
And I can't use one word, but I use mine as I want more. I want more.
I know what I can say. I can just say, little ghost. I've been saying it from the fucking beginning. Little fucking ghost. I said
he finally did it. I was like, I'm sick and tired of seeing this nigga grab up. Like, let him get a win. Let him get one win.
Not even to get a win, but like, yo, embrace who the fuck you are. Stop doing it. Embrace who you are, nigga. Like, that's who you are. You was meant. Your dad did not want you to be him. And what do? You turn around and be fucking him anyway. Embrace that shit.
It turns full plate. It turns full circle though, Krssi.
It's not like his mama was saying. Stop being a drug dealer, son. You're better than that. Go to school. No, that bitch was saying, how we getting the fuck out this life? I want a better life for us. I need more money.
He got her out the life, and he set himself up. We about to see him in truth next year.
But Ghost was the same way. He didn't want to be Ghost, but that motherfucker knew that's who he is.
Sorry.
Yes. Well, I can't wait for Monday where we'll talk more in depth.
There's so much shit, man, and this has been a loaded week. Will be a loaded weekend. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm very careful with words, especially with Diddy all over the place. You know, and I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm trying to be as like Diddy conscious as possible, because any words that involve like oils and lubes and fucking bottles and anything like that, it's just going to be immediate references. So you know. Just gotta be a little bit more careful at the end of 2024 going into 25.
People are pussies. That's the problem.
We are losing our vocabulary by the week.
This is true. We do have more super chat donation here from Big Hero Chris. Thank you so much, Chris, for the support. He says, of course, the OTC is going to main event. Ooh, wow. Stealing the main event from CM Punk. I'm proud of you.
I mean,
but it turns out with the rumor going around, The Rock, 14 years later, still taking pay-per-view main events from CM Punk. Appreciate you, Rocky. Appreciate you. King Ellie Show saying with another super chat donation here for us. Thank you so much. Good to see you in the chat today. Saying OTC and the final boss face to face tonight.
You see, man, this is the shit that I'm talking about with this fucking internet. This fucking internet kills me, man. Like,
internet, blame Dwayne.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's on the fucking internet. So, like, if he couldn't just keep his fucking mouth shut and just show up at the goddamn show.
Right, like, why, like, make it a surprise. Like, we rather you surprise us and say, you know what? Maybe I should show. Like, why do they can't just keep their hands off the fucking internet? Like, well, get off Twitter, please.
Can't stop using their fucking thumbs.
Hey, when we get to that story, we got a couple of people to blame. It's not only Dwayne, it's also Cody and Pat McAfee as well. So yeah.
So annoying. Like, why we can't have suspense? Like, give us some leave us something.
I'm just saying, Dwayne's a powerful man, so you're gonna have a powerful person fucking start to stir the pot. The other motherfuckers are gonna want to put their flavors into it. So other people ain't gonna shut the fuck up. People ain't gonna be like, oh, I gotta get the last word. Oh, I gotta get the last word. Fucking internet. Everybody gotta be a fucking warrior, fucking internet gangster.
But we have some sad news to start us off this week before we get into what we miss. RIP to WWE Hall of Famer and MLB great Pete Rose, the legendary baseball player and manager, who was the first celebrity. He was the first celebrity. WWE Hall of Famer has passed away. We got to mention him. TMZ reported on Monday that the all-time Major League Baseball hit leader passed at his home in Las Vegas, which his agent confirmed. He was 83. Rose, known as Charlie Hustle during his time in the major leagues, had an active career as a player that ran from 1963 to 1986. He racked up 4,256 hits over his career, had 17 All-Star Game appearances, and won 3 World Series. He had most of that success with the Cincinnati Reds, where he played from 1963 through 1978, and again from 1984 to 1986. He spent 4 years with the Philadelphia Phillies and a short run with the Montreal Expos in 1984. Rose was also a manager for the Reds from 1984 to 1989, until he was permanently banned from major leagues over accusations that he gambled on baseball games. While he played for and managed the Reds, he finally admitted doing so in 2004. As WWE fans know him, Rose made several appearances for WWE, including WrestleMania 14, 15, and 16, often encountering Kane, who was his nemesis in the company. He was the first ever inductee into the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004 and made several other appearances on WWE over the years. On behalf of Tru Heel Heat, our condolences to family, friends, and fans of Pete Rose. But he had one of my favorite celebrity versus wrestler feuds of the Attitude Era, him and Kane. That 3-year run of him just showing up and trolling Kane was hilarious. You're a baseball fan, Josh. Any thoughts on Pete Rhodes?
I mean, it's sad. It was very unexpected. The day before, he actually was at a signing, and he was with his former teammates. Like, they all took a picture together, and then the next day he passed away. So, and he looked fine. That's why it was kind of like, I think that's why it kind of was shocking. He looked fine. He looked like nothing was wrong with him. But you know, things happen. In regards to Pete Rose, I know like a lot of people talk about his Hall of Fame. Like he should be in the Hall of Fame. He should be. He's the all-time hits leader, right? When you mention 4,200 and what? 59? 56 hits. That's the most in Major League history. So, I mean, he has the accolades. Unfortunately, he did something that got him banned. And I know there's always been a big discussion because of the whole gambling thing. And then now in sports, they do like the sponsorships for gambling, like, FanDuel, DraftKings, all that stuff. But I think when it comes down to it, I always tell people like they have to look at it in the other perspective, right? When he had a hearing to try to get reinstated, they asked him if he was still gambling, and he admitted that he still is. So it becomes one of those things where it's like you were banned for this, and then you admitted that you're still doing it. So how would it look if we bring you back in? Like you're still doing the thing that you were banned for. Unfortunately, that's what happened. And if he eventually gets reinstated and he gets into Hall of Fame, unfortunately, he won't be here to see that.
Yeah, it will be posthumous for him, but thoughts and condolences to any of the fans out there watching for Pete Rhodes. But we gotta bring y'all back up after that sad.
I just want to add, just to add a little nugget too. I think just quick, and it ain't gonna go as long as either one. Is that I think he would have gotten a lot more like adulation if he would have fucking came clean about what he did and didn't 14 years to do it. Yeah. It took 14 years for him to admit his wrongdoing. So if he would have just came clean in like a year or something, he would have had that much extra time to build his rep back up and to then get reinstated and then get put into the Hall of Fame, where he belongs. But that 14-year lie doomed him for the rest of his life.
It is.
Very true. But let's talk about what we missed this week. Let's bring y'all back up talking about the latest going on in professional wrestling. And we're going to start this week with AEW once again. AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary was this past Wednesday. It's been 5 years since the premiere of AEW Dynamite. The show did 680,000 viewers, down from last week, but the show did feature Bryan Danielson defeating Kazuchika Okada in an excellent main event to retain the AEW World title. Despite both titles being up for grabs, Okada was able to escape the 20-minute time limit of all Continental Championship matches, but Bryan was able to pull off the win in a near 30-minute bout. Post-match, Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club jumped Bryan until it was Wheeler Yuta who made the save with the hammer that he didn't use against his former stablemates. Yuta and Bryan then challenged Claudio Castagnoli and Pac to a tag team match on next week's Title Tuesday edition of Dynamite. Hangman Adam Page picked up a victory over Juice Robinson in a fun brawl. Post-match, it was Hangman who tried to hang Juice Robinson until Switchblade Jay White made his return to AEW for the first time since July to make the save and drive Page through a table. MVP was here this week, making some moves, making some big business moves as he gave a card to TBS champion Mercedes Moné and introduced his new head of his complaint department to Prince Nana, Shelton Benjamin, who received a huge pop from the crowd in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Speaking of Pittsburgh, it was Pittsburgh on Wednesday as Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, made her return, picking up a win over Serena Deeb with AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May looking on. It was a good bout where Baker pulled off a win coming off the heels of her loss at All In August. And then post-match, Deeb attacked Baker from behind until Queen Amanada made the save. Chris Jericho challenged Mark Briscoe to a Ring of Honor World Title match during TV time with the Learning Tree. This match will go down at AEW Wrestle Dream as Briscoe accepted, but Jericho made it personal by saying that he doesn't think Mark could beat him. However, he says Jay probably could, which Mark responded with a punch and told him to keep his brother's name out of his mouth. Darby Allin cut a masterful promo to tell the story of a bully nearly stabbing him on a bus and compared it to Jon Moxley at Grand Slam before making an open challenge for his home state of Washington at Wrestle Dream. And Will Ospreay and Ricochet went to a double pinfall draw in a spectacular bout, bringing the vibes back from their Best of Super Juniors classics. But the match was restarted, of course, after the double pin by Tony Khan, only for Don Callis family member Konosuke Takeshita to interfere to lay out both men to set up a three-way bout at Wrestle Dream. We'll start with Miss Krssi Luv. What did you think about AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary? The two big matches with Ospreay, Ricochet, and Bryan versus Okada. You had Shelton Benjamin's debut, Jay White's return. A lot went down. Very noteworthy episode this week.
Definitely a very noteworthy episode, especially coming off of Grand Slam, because Grand Slam was really, really a big deal and show. If you were there, you know. But solid, definitely one of the a good episode for a Wednesday. Sorry people are not enjoying it or not watching it. Maybe other things are making them watch, as per Romeo would show us in the numbers. But I thought it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I was excited to see Jay White come back, and I literally just asked our producer NJ, I was like, where the fuck is Jay White? And look, he comes back the next fucking week. I literally asked him that last week when we were all together. I'm like, where is Jay? Like, he's probably still injured. I don't think he's cleared or whatever. And look, he comes back the next following week. So yes.
You probably didn't see the news. That's why. Because there was a report that they said he was like coming back immediately.
Okay.
See, fucking internet. Fucking internet. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, hey, but it's good on her end. She avoided it. She avoided it. What I'm saying, but like that's good for Krssi. She avoided it, so it was surprising.
See, that's all. The surprise was good for Krssi. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
good for me too because I
mean, it was so good.
I read the fucking report.
No, I mean, it was so good. I mean,
I read honestly, the report on this show, and I was still surprised.
Yeah, it was so because honestly, I thought he was going to be Darby's opponent. That's what I thought, and then as soon as I said that, he came out.
But overall, solid show. I enjoyed the Ricochet and Will match. That was great. Bryan and Okada, yes, really, really good. Until you know the ending of the whole thing, but great stuff to happen for that show. Good 5-year anniversary show. Good birthday show.
Top guy JJ, what did you think about the 5-year anniversary?
I enjoyed the show except Chris Jericho. So I enjoy. So
he keep going to. He had a bathroom break when Chris Jericho.
This is let me tell you something. As soon as the Learning Tree music hit, I went straight to the bathroom.
So sad.
Immediately.
It was actually a good match. We told him it was a good match. He missed it.
Don't care.
Okay.
But this is probably part of why my internet hate has stemmed this week, is because all of this hate that happened in people sharing clips of what went down with the Will Ospreay and Ricochet encounter when they basically try to recreate the Super Juniors moment that they did years ago, and all people called out was the little catch when he backflipped and fucking had to catch him. I would love to see one of you fucking internet typers even try one of the things that they fucking did during that sequence and see how the fuck you would look. Especially these motherfuckers are in their 30s, and the fact that they pulled that shit off and was able to recreate something that was fucking magical and basically do it for an American audience. Shut the fuck up and enjoy it. Shut the fuck up and enjoy the shit. Like, that shit was fire. Like, the fact that, you know, it's just this conception. They don't look the way they used to. Oh, they're falling. Or they're slip. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I am so tired of seeing people on the fucking internet that's probably fucking stuffing their faces with burgers, donuts, and fucking drinking 2 gallons of fucking soda is over here fucking critiquing and criticizing motherfuckers trying to put on a show for y'all. Trying to put on if one of these motherfuckers would have just like completely fell and busted his ass, or one of these cats fucking just completely like missed a spot, it would have been different. But they were still ebbs and flows. They still fucking flowed. They still fucking rocked it. They still fucking gave that live audience something to fucking remember. And you motherfucking internet geeks at home with your fucking little thumbs that's full of grease, fucking up your telephones and your cell phones and shit.
Every time we say fuck, because
I am
said fuck about maybe like 14.
I am fucking tired of these fucking people ruining experiences. Fuck, okay? I'm fucking tired of people ruining these experiences for people, because that is the first time that probably 700,000 people saw that shit happen. And people was like in awe of that shit, because everybody doesn't click on fucking YouTube. Everybody doesn't click on fucking Instagram and look at feeds. I'm telling you, these people made me sick this week. They made me sick this week. And that was the stem of it. And then people want to fucking sit here and continue to love this Chris Jericho bullshit. Like, I wanted to throw something at the fucking TV when he said Jay's name out his fucking mouth. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
it
are you fucking kidding me?
At all. It wasn't earned at all. Like, you never worked with Jay, so there's no it was unnecessary and
there's no fucking background there. There's nothing there. There's no history there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was some type of rivalry that's like, okay, they had battles, that if it was Jay Lethal that said that, I would have felt much more comfortable.
If it was Roderick Strong, if it was Bryan Danielson, if you have multiple people on this roster, and I understand that probably it was, Mark signing off on it, but he only signed off on it because, yes, Chris Jericho, the name, is one of the biggest stars that he's ever had a one-on-one program with. So I understand if Jericho's like, hey, I want to say this is going to get a lot of heat. And Mark's like, hey, yeah, it's going to be my biggest program that I've done since coming to AEW ROH under Tony Khan. But it did not work.
No.
To me, it came off tasteless.
Yeah.
To me, it just came off tasteless.
Like, he couldn't think of anything else to do, so let me just think of your dead brother. Let me just do that one.
Yeah, and it's to me, it's still way too recent. Like, it's still way too recent. I know it's been 2 years now? 2 years? Year and a half?
A year.
Not even 2 years. Not even 2 years. Like, come on. Like, nah, not you. Not you. I don't give a fuck how big your name is. You ain't got that's literally coming out like if like fucking somebody like Randy Orton said that shit. That shit would have been completely tasteless because there's no history there. I didn't like it at all. That's just my personal opinion. I don't care.
No,
that's my opinion.
I was right there with you. Jericho got my LVP this week on AE Ramble. I was right there with you. I was like, this was decent enough for a Jericho segment, but we have to realize that the fucking bar for Chris Jericho segment in 2024 is in the center of the earth. It's like saying Triple H is a better booker than Vince McMahon. All you had to do was step over the floor. The bar was already beneath the floor. So you don't need much to have a decent enough Chris Jericho segment. But when you take it out of the vacuum of what it was, it did not feel earned. It was unnecessary. And no one wants to see this match.
At all.
No one asked for it either.
No one asked.
No, they shoved him
This
down.
was literally a fucking one of those fucking round wheels that Romeo uses, and it just fucking landed on Jericho and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Mark.
And I said it over on the Fightful main channel, so I will say it here. This is a message for Tony Khan. The roof is not going to cave in if you leave Chris Jericho off for a year. For a year. You keep him off television for a whole fucking year. Yeah, it feels like it's in his contract that he has to be on 11 of the 12 pay-per-views you do. I think they do 10. So he has to be on 9 of the 10 pay-per-views that you do, because it seems so unnecessary the last couple of ones that you've had him on pay-per-view where you didn't need him. Where he's had objectively the worst match on nearly every show this year, barring one, which was All Out, which he wasn't even booked on.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize, actually, because we gave Jericho just way too much time there. Because overall, the show was way better than his fucking time on the screen. Like, the show was actually really good. So I enjoyed the show. Like, the Okada and Bryan match was really fun. The obviously the fucking Ospreay and Ricochet match was good. I like that they're attempting, and I don't know if you mentioned it or not, the fact that it's almost like since it's the 5-year anniversary and they are trying to do something to reinvigorate Private Party. Like the fact that they're you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I like the nugget of that, because they brought up when they beat the Young Bucks in the second episode of Dynamite, and they, was starting to get that, they started to get a little hot, and they brought it back. They got a W, then they called them out. So getting them back involved in something important, I liked that a lot. Like, I liked it a lot, because they are a couple of talented brothers. They just need the right fucking dance partners to do something relevant. So, overall, like, I enjoy, it was always great seeing Jay White. Always great seeing Jay White, so getting to see him return was really cool. Again, this whole, I didn't care too much about the Yuta interaction. I didn't care about it.
I told you once, I tell you again.
I like it.
Cool combat, especially that promo they did to kick off the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great. And then the Yuta stuff, it's setting up. Brian, I'm telling you, Brian, I'm your biggest fan. You're walking into a trap. This is all a
he's
trap.
definitely,
Yuta's turning on you. Yuta's
I think that's why. I think that's part
That's why I like it, because it just looks the slow build to when Yuta's going to turn on him.
It
like,
looks so obvious, though. It looks so obvious. To me, Yuta is such a bad actor, so it doesn't feel.
Don't do that to Yuta.
Like, it doesn't feel like he's like genuinely against them. It feels like he's the decoy, and then he's gonna fucking be the guy that does the job on him. Like. That's probably why. But it's all right. Definitely, obviously, it's something we're all gonna fucking watch.
Yeah.
Said fuck.
Josh, any thoughts on Dynamite 5-year anniversary?
Man, I thought it was a good show. Main event was great in my opinion. And they went over too. They went half an hour extra.
Yeah.
They
was great.
They were really filling themselves on that, for getting their new deal. So I mean, props to them.
I love that for them. They deserve that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good overall show. I'm not gonna spend too much time on Jericho like Top Guy did, because it's a nothing burger for me at this point.
It just boiled my blood, Josh. I'm sorry, it just boiled my blood, because listen, man, I love Jay, man. I love Jay too much.
I do too, but I'm like.
That's some fuckboy saying his name for no reason.
At the end of the day, it's wrestling. Like, they do shit like this all the time. And I think that's why I'm like so used to it. It's like, you don't have to like it. I'm not saying like, but I mean, it did nothing for me, to be honest with you. Like, it was just like, whatever. All right, they're adding a match for Wrestle Dream. Cool, I guess. Like, that's how I took it. It was like, all right, sure. But then, we had the opening match, we had the opening match too. I know a lot of people weren't too thrilled of like the non-finish, but at the same time, if it's Kosuke Takeshita being involved, I'm fine with it because I'm like, we've been wanting him to get pushed.
Yes,
By
yes.
all means. I'm like, if you're gonna push the man, by all means. So I think
There's
I
no
was.
reason why he hasn't
I
had a
mean,
belt yet.
yeah, like, I get it that people didn't like the finish, but at the same time, if it benefits somebody else, which is going to, I'm okay with it. And now we're getting a triple threat match at Wrestle Dream, and I think that's gonna be even better with those three guys in the ring, because we've seen Ospreay and this guy work at Revolution. We know what Ospreay and Ricochet could do. What they could do. So having those three guys in the match, I mean, I'm like, hey, if that's what it means, I'm for it. So I was okay with stuff like that. Seeing the stuff with Private Party, hopefully there's something with them. I wanted to,
They've been on TV 2 weeks in a row so far.
but
A couple of weeks in a row.
Yeah, they've been on TV for a minute now. Yeah, like they've been on TV, but even on segments, they've been on TV. So like I'm hoping more things happens for them on a personal level, because we used to see them all the time at HOG. Yeah. So and those kids go work, man. So
exactly.
So hopefully big things happen for them. But I mean, besides that, I mean, it was a good overall show. I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this week's show, and it was a big show for them, coming off the heels of the announcement on Wednesday. And yes, this is the portion of the show where I have a long story to get into.
And SP, real quick, before you get into that long story, so what that also does is gives us what we want. It saves a future encounter for Ricochet and Ospreay for a future date.
For a pay-per-view. So, like, everybody was complaining. Everybody was complaining about it being too early. And then when they didn't give you a finish, people were still complaining. It was like, y'all just complain. Y'all just complain.
Yes,
it's the same
exactly.
It's fine. I'm fine with it.
No, but what I'm saying is that we kind of disagree that they kind of shot this match too quickly, right? Yeah. And now that they found a way to alternate it and give us something slightly different, but still have them involved, now we can get the fucking entree of them at a future date with fucking fuel behind.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
And I love it. I love it.
I honestly wanted they didn't need to do both of those finishes. They didn't need to do the double pin and then 30 seconds later have Takeshita interfere to cause the DQ. They should have just done the Takeshita interfere.
Yeah, they should have done that. Yeah,
I agree with that.
The double fall was unnecessary. The double fall was
unnecessary.
Especially, I agree with that. Especially when it was only like a minute or 30 seconds or a minute later that happened.
Takeshita comes out. At least
so to me,
if you're gonna do that, give us 5 more minutes before Takeshita comes out. Like, there was so many different ways they could have done both of those, or just do one. That's my only beef with the matchup. The matchup was spectacular for what it was.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Changed that finish.
That's about it. Yeah.
Let's get into the big story this week, which is All Elite Wrestling has made its new broadcast media rights deal with their longtime partner, Warner Brothers Discovery, official. It was on Wednesday ahead of the 5-year anniversary. Variety originally reported that AEW had signed a new multi-year, multimedia deal with Warner Brothers Discovery that is reportedly valued at upwards, at that time they said, $150 million a year, with all elements taken into account. AEW announced a new multi-year deal via social media and released a new promo video. Under the new multimedia deal, AEW Dynamite and Collision will remain on the respective networks of TBS and TNT, and AEW programming will also stream live on Max simultaneously for the first time since AEW launched in 2019. Under the deal, AEW will stream live on Max simultaneously for U.S. subscribers and will also be available to stream on demand starting in January 2025. Speaking on the announcement, AEW CEO Tony Khan commented, he says, "We are honored to announce the extension of our incredible partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. This extension continues the tradition of iconic wrestling events broadcasts on TBS and TNT, while also establishing a new legacy for AEW through weekly live streams on Max for years to come." Variety notes that the new multimedia rights deal also includes enhanced distribution rights across social media and potential new AEW programming on linear and digital platforms. Additionally, live AEW pay-per-view events will be available on Max later in 2025, and they can be purchased at a discounted price per event. All marketing and promotions for those events will reportedly be exclusively centered on the Max streaming service. Additional information on AEW pay-per-view distribution and pricing will be shared in the coming months. Speaking on the announcement, Warner Brothers Discovery Chairman and CEO of U.S. Networks, Kathleen Finch, commented, saying Tony Khan and the entire AEW team have been incredible partners, and we are thrilled to strike this expanded agreement to deliver amazing new AEW content and stories to TNT and TBS, as well as bring the thrilling live action to Max for the first time. Activist artist management founding partner Bernie Cahill, I said, I was there when Tony Khan first shared his vision for creating a media and live entertainment company that would distribute the wrestling industry or disrupt the wrestling industry. This WBD renewal is a resounding validation of Tony's vision and leadership, making AEW a unicorn in terms of enterprise value and in the media and live entertainment space. AEW Dynamite, of course, initially debuted on TNT in October 2019 before later moving to TBS in January of 2022. Dynamite reportedly ranks at the #1 cable entertainment series among adults 18 to 49 on Wednesdays. Collision, which debuted on TNT in June 2023, currently ranks among the top 5 shows on Saturday night's time slot in adults 18 to 49 and men 18 to 49. AEW's broadcast deal comes at a time when broadcast and streaming rights for live sports and wrestling programming have skyrocketed. Of course, WWE made their major deals for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Sports Business Journal reports that while both sides decline to reveal financial details, sources indicate that it is a 3-year deal with an option for a 4th year. The report also cites sources as saying the deal is estimated to be valued at $170 million annually, including the rights fees and other elements, which is somewhat different specific numbers than the original report of Variety. That said, the two reports do not contradict each other, as upward and means more than. And a previously report from Entertainment Insider's Puck also cited a ballpark of $170 million as well. The report from SBJ also notes that Warner Brothers Discovery is maintaining an equity stake in AEW. Such a stake has not officially been confirmed by AEW or WBD, while Tony Khan has denied the report either. The size of the equity stake is not confirmed at all, and both sides have denied it since then. The deal will keep programs like Dynamite and Collision at their current homes on WBD's networks, TBS and TNT, and with the 5th year anniversary launching a new era of AEW Dynamite. Both AEW and WBD declined to share the financial details. However, sources say it is a 3-year deal with an option for the 4th year. And David Zaslav and WBD senior leadership helped bring the deal to fruition on WBD side. More details have come out since then, with Wrestling Observer has confirmed the report by SBJ that the deal is 3 years with an option for a 4th, with a substantial price increase for the 4th year. The report also notes that AEW Rampage will be discontinued, and the AEW is still shopping around their new show, Shockwave, to other networks. AEW has reportedly been in talks with Fox for that show. Fightful Select also confirms that Rampage is no longer going to be aired on WBD, and WBD noted that Rampage could end up elsewhere, though there is no word on plans regarding such a thing. As regarding the AEW library, the current report by Fightful is to have Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage full library on Max streaming service in 2025. If Rampage ends up elsewhere, that library moving forward would not be on Max. Regarding the Dynamite and Collision simulcast on Max, the shows will be live on the West Coast before they air on TV. And as announced, Max will be the home for AEW's pay-per-view events at a discounted price, which the Observer reports is closer to the UFC's model of having ESPN Plus with a cost to the pay-per-views than the WWE Peacock model. Pay-per-views will remain available on regular pay-per-view, DirecTV, Dish, Triller, and YouTube. But the marketing will be geared on Max, who will be promoting the shows. Fightful Select notes that internally at AEW, pay-per-views being paywalled with additional costs is the one aspect met with any negativity. And sources in AEW pointed to the UFC's point of view that if you cannibalize your pay-per-view points, price points, you can't go back. AEW will get pay-per-view revenue from the events airing on Max. There's no word on True TV aspect of the deal, which was originally reported by Puck, and which the deal is going to run from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027 with the option for 2028. And the Observer notes that the new deal makes the company very profitable for the first time going forward, even if there is no deal made for Shockwave. Fightful Select notes that ROH and True TV were never mentioned to them and obviously are not in the announcement. AEW did regain some elements in their deal, specifically that AEW regains the rights to start up AEW Dark once again, and there have been discussions about potentially using Dark in the future, with Sean Ross Sapp confirming, but there is nothing that's been confirmed as of yet. And then WrestleBoast first reported that the number for the new TV deal is for an average of $185 million a year. Fightful Selects, Sean Ross Sapp and Andrew Zarian of the Matman podcast both confirmed that was the number that they heard, as well as Wrestling Observer also confirmed that it's $185 million a year. And for the 3 years guaranteed for this deal, it will be for a total of $555 million and makes AEW the second most profitable pro wrestling promotion ever behind WWE. So a lot to unwrap there with this huge deal, this massive deal. I will start with you, Josh. What do you think about the announcement of what the number hit for $185 million, AEW becoming profitable for the first time and the most profitable promotion in wrestling history behind WWE? And what do you think it means for the future of AEW?
It's a great deal for AEW. I mean, there's no other way around it. You know, you had a lot of people doubting them. You had a lot of people wanting to report fake news on them about their deal and the numbers they were getting. And in fact, they got way more than anybody expected. So I think it's a win all around. And especially if the fourth year does get picked up, which I think most likely it will. You're talking about over $700 million. You're talking about a $700 million deal that they basically got. Nobody expected it, right? That's from all the reports, all the people, again, like all the people that were reporting false information, Eric Bischoff, about it. You know, apparently they weren't getting. Apparently it was all bullshit. WBD had no interest, according to JD from NY. Right? Apparently they wanted them gone, and then all of a sudden, the complete opposite happens. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big W for the company itself. It's a big W for Tony Khan. It's a big W for the company. As far as where it goes from here, I think a lot of good things could happen, you know, and this is something that Tony Khan did speak about, where there was a lot of changes that they were going to make once they get like their second deal when it comes to marketing, certain things within the show or within like outside of what they do within the shows that's going to improve. So, those are the things I look for more. Right, because I think we could all agree with like majority of their weekly shows. You know, they're very watchable. You know, they're not as bad as people say it is, especially people who actually don't watch. So I think I'm looking more forward to like the outside stuff of what they do, of what they're gonna do to improve. You know, outside perception, marketing, all that stuff, the stuff that we've kind of been criticizing them for, of like, hey, they need to get their marketing better. So, I mean, overall, like I said, it's a huge win for the company.
Yeah, a lot of this money is going to be put back into the business, and they should focus on like their marketing and their promotion, and really focus on like packing arenas. So doing better promotion, and getting a firm, tight kind of niche between your booking and what you're promoting for the shows. So it would help to have like either go to smaller buildings and pack those, or do better marketing where you could sell out these, or at least pack the building sufficiently enough for your 8,000 to 10,000 seat buildings. But JJ, what did you think about the news of this announcement? And I think that a lot of people, like Chase saying here, I love that AEW got on Max for Dynamite and Collision starting in 2025. This is such a win, getting on one of the top streaming platforms. I think that a lot of people are not making a big enough deal about that fact that they are on Max. Yeah.
So we had talked about this 2 weeks ago about how massive this can become for AEW. Right, so let's do it more simple terms for people that probably doesn't follow this as much as need be, but you follow numbers and you follow math and you follow money, right? So Max has 99 million subscribers, 99 million active users. If AEW generates 2% of that, it will grow their viewership 200%. 2% would give AEW 200% more viewership. So that would mean AEW would only need 1.5 million of those 99 million subscribers to click on that show, and it would generate a 200+ increase in viewership. If that ain't registering, or if that ain't hitting home, then check your brain. Check your brain. Because they don't need all 99 million. They don't even need 10 million of them. They need the smallest percentage of it to click on AEW TV when this thing goes live, and it will dramatically increase the viewership to AEW programming. Dramatically. How is this not a win for wrestling in general? How is this not a win? Like, all it takes is the smallest percentage of people to tune into that AEW that has that shit, because out of those 99 million people, at minimum 75 million of those people have it in their phone. It's just simple math. You don't need the masses to fucking click on AEW for it to be successful. You need the smallest percentage of it to click on it to be successful. You don't need the viewership that they get for House of the Dragon. You don't need the viewership that they get for the shows that they get that generates 20 to 30 million views. You need a couple percent. And it would start there. What if they actually like AEW? What if they actually like it and pass the word to their friends? What if the people that actually subscribe to there, and that number goes from 2% to 3%? Then it generates a 300% viewership to AEW surplus. Because you got to think of on an average viewership for AEW is, say, about 650,000. That's just cap, like an average number, right?
Cap, yep.
If you get them to 2 million viewers, that's almost 200%. Mind fucking blowing. And the fact that the shit is on demand, that they can re-click and re-watch and they get credit for those views as well. Like, amazing deal for just wrestling in general. AEW, like it is flat out fucking amazing. And the fact that, kind of glad that y'all don't have to fucking cover this for fucking 45 minutes every single week now. And now we could just pay attention to the results.
I 100% agree with Vala B that the only reason people think that it's dragged out, and I make the joke that it's been dragged out, is because of the bad faith journalism on it. that we've had to cover this for nearly a year, ever since they made the re-up on the option year following Collision. The only reason we've been having to follow this and give every single update and have the Dave Meltzers, the Sean Ross Sapps, and the Andrew Zarian who actually do quality reporting on this type of thing and have been, very positive and knew that this thing was going to get done is because there's the other side of it, of people that just wanted to shit all over it and say, oh, WBD's not going to re-up with them. Oh, they don't like that the viewership is down. When you look at the numbers, when you actually pay attention to them, AEW and their decrease year over year is right on par with TV. With people cutting the cord. It's not anything drastic to the point of like, oh man, they're losing above the average. It's really close, or it's on average with the year-to-year drops of every single live TV show out there.
Yeah.
Except for the NFL and the WNBA.
NFL.
They are the only exception to the rule. NFL is always going to increase, and the WNBA just got their white Jesus. So that's the only reason that they are the exception to the rule.
That's the whole fact. So let's talk about that shit.
Lies.
He ain't said not one damn lie. White, white savior.
But that white Jesus. Damn,
I love it.
Damn good player.
I love it for WNBA. I love that for
Chrissy,
WNBA.
Chris, if you haven't, this girl.
No, I know. But the white Jesus had a helper. He had disciples. Let's just say that.
Absolutely.
And then also, I just wanted to add on.
But just let's say that the white Jesus had help to get where she's at right now. That's all I gotta say. I'm not saying nothing else.
Absolutely, it takes a village.
But then also, I wanted to add on, like, even if it felt like it dragged, quote unquote. I mean, that benefited AEW. They got more money out of it. When you do negotiations, this is why you go the long game. Right.
You go past
this is why you go the long game, and this is why
you go to someone that's much bigger. Matt, hello,
but that's why. I mean, people can say it dragged, but at the end of the day, I mean, hey, we weren't the ones that were going to offer them TV deals, so it's like it doesn't matter what we think when it comes to that. And to me, it doesn't matter if it dragged, no matter what, because they got their money. Like that's all it is, right? It's like in free agency, there's people who. Sometimes they drag it out. They wait about a month to sign. This is why, because you want to see what's the best offer. And, obviously their intentions was to stay on WBD because that's their first network. They wanted to make sure the numbers were right, and they got what they wanted. I really don't see what was wrong with that, right? I really don't see when it comes to that. I don't see where that's wrong. The only aspect I see what's wrong, and I think people need to call out more, is the people, again, who are doing bad faith reporting on it, just making up flat out lies about it. We even had WWE PR say, that they're being offered the same number, and yet nobody gives a fuck about that. Nobody's talking about that, right? But yeah, it's a bad thing when, AEW is dragging it too long. Like, to me, that's complete bullshit at that point. It's like, I was like, if you're going to be upset about this, why aren't you upset about the people who are just reporting fake ass news? Eric Bischoff for fucking months was reporting fake ass news.
The same energy. That's really keeping the same energy, because there's
what I mean?
I'm just keeping the same energy. No, you keep the same energy because you criticize both things. That's keeping the same energy. Just being mad at AEW all the time for different reasons, that's not keeping the same energy.
And to me, like, that's why it's bullshit at this point. It's just like, how are you saying like, it's dragged out? But it's like, all right, why don't you call out Eric Bischoff? He was reporting fake news. Why didn't you call out JD from NY? He was reporting fake news, and he's not even a fucking reporter. He's just somebody who's online who talks shit because he doesn't get fucked every week. Like, that's just who he is, right? But nobody complains about that. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, if you have a problem with one side, which AEW didn't do anything wrong, they just want the best deal possible. But then, it's okay when we have the other side of the spectrum of people just talking shit or bitching about it and try to make them look bad. And then guess what? Now they got nothing to say. So now they're trying to push the goalpost of what's going on. And I think this is why this was part of the post that I made. I was like, yo, like this is a fucking win for wrestling. Why can't we just look at it like that, right? WWE got a fucking huge Netflix deal, right? Nobody said nothing bad about that. Nobody said nothing wrong, right? Nobody said nothing wrong about that. And I'm like, that's great for them, right? This is what we wanted for them, right? This is what we wanted, right? This is what we wanted for them, right? We wanted them, right, to be successful. And you know, wrestling in general in the industry, it's the most successful it's ever been, regardless of what people want to say about the 90s. Who gives a fuck about the ratings in the 90s? They weren't making the money back then that they're making now. Who gives a fuck at this point, right? Oh, Raw is drawing 5 million people. Who gives a shit? Was Raw getting a $5 billion deal? Like, were they getting that? Even on network television, were they getting that? No, they weren't getting that. Were they getting a $1 billion deal with USA? No, they weren't getting that. So all that shit doesn't even matter at this point. So when it comes to shit like that, that's why it gets like really fucking annoying, and it gets like, you know, like you sometimes you try to ignore it, but then it's just like, yo, when people are just reporting bad faith, that's where it kind of just gets like, that's where I get over it, because it's just like, yo, if something is just facts, then report the fucking facts. Like you can't make up facts. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to make up when it comes to that. So it's like when all these people were saying like, oh, WWE weren't interested, where are you getting your information from? But then yet somebody like Andrew Zarian, who was reporting this for about a year, right, that it was going to happen. Then you have somebody that's all sap, guys who are actually do their jobs. But then yet when somebody makes one bad report, all of a sudden it makes the whole industry look bad. But yeah,
they were getting harassed. They were getting harassed for being positive about WBD and AEW coming to this agreement. So yeah, that's
and they get harassed. But then when something doesn't happen, like in a month or two, oh, what happened, guys? They weren't getting the deal, right? And then it's like, okay, it's gonna fucking happen. Just fucking relax, like you know what I mean? But then if somebody like SRS, you know, he decides to say something about it, all of a sudden, oh, Sean, you need to be professional. Like, no, he's fucking calling out the bullshit. I'm okay with that. He did his fucking job, so he deserves to call out people when it comes to that.
Yes. Chase Oliver saying, as someone who has helped with networks, I am sure WBD expected 700,000 viewers from the start in viewership, even lower. Chase, even lower. AEW blew expectations.
It was about 400,000. Yeah,
out of the water. Probably still are. Yeah. It's very true. He also says wrestling on streaming I love so much. I hope both WWE and AEW succeed on these platforms. And people have to realize that rising tide raises all ships. The fact that AEW just got this $185 million a year deal with WBD, the fact that WWE made $5 billion from Netflix, it's going to raise everybody up. We could potentially see a TNA getting a better deal if Anthem wants to sell the company. If you get MLW, who's looking to get onto like Tubi and all this other stuff, they have the chance to get that. Like, it's going to help every single promotion. It raises up the wrestling business overall. It's a very good time for wrestling, and I'm just hoping for the future of AEW that it means that more people will watch it, as well as it means more money in the future for the wrestlers, because that's who I'm always about. I'm always for more money for the wrestlers at the end of the day, and these big money deals is going to help out the industry overall and the wrestlers that put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. So that's what I'm saying.
Hey Penta Phoenix, you wanted more money? Here's your opportunity.
So I think people that is watching this show needs to take that extra 5 minutes and really just appreciate what Josh just said on this show just now about with all of this stuff that is happening with all of these narratives and all of these fake people and making these fucking just trying to blur the fucking lines and trying to give you fact versus fucking fiction and bullshit versus reality when everybody's after the same fucking goal. Everybody is after a fucking bigger and better business. Everybody's after get their fucking talents paid. Everybody is out to fucking improve their fucking wealth. And this doesn't take 2 weeks to do. This is something that builds. This is something that manifests. This is something that you have to make sure it is done right. Because guess what? AEW is not the only one that needs to benefit from this. Max also needs to benefit from this as well.
Yeah.
So there needed to
having
be
the pay-per-views. I mean, I just want to pat myself on the back because I told y'all all, if y'all thought that the pay-per-views were going to be on free on Max, y'all are literally trying to bankrupt this company. The only part of AEW's business that has increased in 2024. It's not TV ratings, that went down. It's not the ticket sales, that went down. It was in pay-per-view. They made more money in pay-per-view this year than they have in their previous 4 years. There was no way that would be freaking business suicide if they were going to put
I've been saying it too.
Pay-per-views on free on Max.
Yeah, I've been saying it too. I'm like, yo, because people got to understand when it comes to that too, right? You're talking about like if AEW is consistently doing 100K, right? You're talking about over 100K buys, right? You're talking about that's about $4 to $5 million that they're making off of pay-per-view buys, right? And that's just for the night. That's even just for the night. So that doesn't even include if people are buying within the week or 2 weeks past that, right? So you're talking about an average of that, right? You're talking about this year, how many pay-per-views they had, right? They've had what, 6 pay-per-views, right? Is it 6 or 7?
I think it's 7. I think this
7, right?
Yeah, this will be the 8th, and then Full Gear is the 9th, and then World's End is the 10th.
Yeah, so right now we're at so right now you said at 7, right? You're talking about, and then each pay-per-view so far has done over 100K buys guaranteed, right? So if you're adding that, right, you're talking about 700K to 800K buys combined. You know how much money that is? Like, they're not going to take that out. Like, if
they're making 6 figures every freaking pay-per-view, because the pay-per-views on average is about like $40 because you know you got to put in account that Triller TV has certain amount. But I'm just going to give y'all the number because I did this with Jimmy back where I would do it live on air with y'all. Just think, y'all can do the math yourself. Revolution did 180,000 buys. So that was their biggest show
at like $50 $50 a pop.
At like 50 to 40 to $50.
Let's just say 40. Just say 40 for the consumer.
Yeah, we'll say
like on
40.
average, and that's like an estimate.
That's an estimate. That's what I'm saying. That's an estimate.
Keep going.
Keep going, SB. Sorry.
Dynasty did 100 to 108,000.
Damn.
That was in April. That was down significantly from Revolution, but it's still above the average that they were at before.
That was a new pay-per-view. That was a new
brand new pay-per-view and whatnot. Double or Nothing.
How much did Dynasty do?
I'll give you the low number, 100,000.
Okay.
Double or Nothing did 134,000. Then we got Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door did 110,000. Then after Forbidden Door was All In, which was another one that was one of their biggest of the year. That did 167,000 to 173,000. So it's in between those two numbers, but I'm going to give you the low number of 167,000 buys for that one. All Out, which was just 2 weeks later, that did they said it did about 100 to 130. So we'll put it at 100,000. 100,000. They still have not had a pay-per-view lower than 100,000 this year. And I was like baffled by the people that were telling me, yeah, they should put it on there. That's gonna improve their business. You put it on Max for free. No, it's not. You don't realize how WWE killed their pay-per-view business by putting it on the WWE network. But still, when they did that, what did they have? 40 years of history. 40 years of tape library that they were able to put on WWE Network and then make the deal for Peacock, which was in the $1 billion range. I think that was for $1 billion. They had 40 years of history. A 5-year company that is doing 100,000 buys at $40 a pop. They're making six figures every freaking pay-per-view. That would have made no sense, and we could have all joined Jimmy McElram in calling him Dummy Khan if he would have done it.
No, it's true.
So those
It's true.
So those pay-per-views alone generated $35 million.
Estimated between 32 million and 40 million.
Gross.
I would
This
say.
is gross. This is
Because-
gross, of course. This is gross.
Yeah.
That's
Max
that's
needs that
basically
too.
like half of the talent roster contracts you're paying on pay-per-views
Right.
alone.
Yeah,
So
so like
it-
that's why it's crazy. So like when people try to even mention about like, oh, that they should cut down their pay-per-views, I'm like, no, the reason why they're adding more is because that's their big money maker. And if their shows are delivering, then people are going to buy it. And that's why people have been buying, because their pay-per-views have been great to watch. Like on the most, like if we're talking about, like if you really look at the microscope, majority in their history, majority of their pay-per-views have been great to watch. That's why the numbers have gone up in pay-per-views too. So I'm like, that's why it benefits them, right? So I mean, all the numbers that you said right now, that's like you're talking about an estimated what 700K to 800K people already, like buys combined. And then by the time that they're finished within the year, that's all they've done over 1 million combined. So I mean, that's not going away. Regard what people want to think, because even when I said it, when me and Sid were talking about it, when people were talking about going on Max, I was like, no, I think they're gonna keep their pay-per-views because that's a big money maker. You're talking about like, if AEW is existing like 20, 30 years from now, then maybe you could say, oh yeah, we could cut the pay-per-views off, but that's not happening anytime soon. Like, especially for a 5-year company, like, no, you got to keep that because you got to make money. Like, and that's the best way they're making money.
Yeah. That's their biggest money generator as far as business. That's the one that's going up. That's the one that's going up because that's the only part of their business where producing great matches really matters and has increased the business. It's not increasing the business of having great matches on TV because everybody's cutting the cord and getting away from live cable. It's not increasing it as far as ticket sales because, like I said, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. The big thing that I don't criticize AEW for their storytelling. Sometimes I do. I don't criticize them for their booking of wrestlers. Sometimes I do. But the main thing I criticize them for is their marketing and promotion absolutely sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. So if a lot of this money that they are making in profit from this TV deal is going back into that, is going back into their production, I think that we can see 6 months to a year from now, that part of the business also improve.
Yeah.
But and I see it in the chat. We haven't even discussed the possibility of if they get Shockwave on Fox.
It's a big breakdown. Like there's so much to fucking like play around with as far as like numbers and projections. And if you get Max to do if 1% of Max subscribers buys a fucking AEW pay-per-view for 6 months, that's $100 million for Max.
Question.
1% of their subscribers. 1%. It's fucking insane how big it can get. Imagine if it's 3% of their subscribers. Imagine fucking 5% of their subscribers. It's mind blowing the potential that this shit has.
Yeah. Go ahead, Krssi.
So for the pay-per-view itself, so that you could still stream it on Max, but you still would have to pay. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
The streaming
of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's just the pay-per-views. It's just the pay-per-views are going to be for an extra discounted rate.
Okay, so you can still if you have Max, you can still purchase. Like I can watch it. I don't have to go to like Bleacher and purchase. I can watch it on Max. But
you can watch it on Max,
but at a discounted rate.
You're paying the subscription rate for Max every month, so that's why you're getting the discounted amount.
Okay, that's what because I was confused. I was like, do I still now have to go back to Bleacher Report or all the other streaming?
Nah, you're getting two services. You're getting two services, girl. That's the beauty about it.
Well,
I just wanted to mention this comment. He said, WCV says their attendance and ratings have gone down due to horrible storytelling. No. I've literally just explained for the past 20 minutes why their ratings and their attendance is down. Their attendance is down because their marketing and their promotion sucks. And the ratings are down because it goes together with live TV. If you believe that, I'm not here to change your mind. That's fine, because you're obviously not watching. So if you're not watching due to you think it's horrible storytelling, that's on you. But that is not why the attendance and ratings are gone.
There's so many more elements
What's the rate
to business.
for Max? I need to know. So I can
so I think the guy's a troll. Don't.
Don't even.
That's the second. No, that's the second time.
Yeah.
No, that's the second time he's brought up storytelling when it comes to this. Like, bro, like if you're focused on that, fuck off.
I love Gotham.
Like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, right? People gonna make their fucking comments, but then it's like, if you're just gonna be trying to like bait with the same fucking criticism, it's like, bro, at this point, it's just like, I know what you're trying to do. Like, I'm not new to this fucking game. I think, like, come on.
The problem is that if you're not thinking like a fucking adult, then you're gonna get treated like a child.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what Josh is saying in a nutshell. So you're gonna get treated like a fucking child if you have a one-track mind about an entire business.
Fucking one-trick ass pony. Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa.
See, Josh is catching up to my fuck.
Yo, the fuck count on this episode is already at a high. We're only an hour.
I'm about to say.
That's what I was saying, SP. It's not me. I didn't do it.
Give you credit. Vala B says, so if you get the $20 tier max subscription, it might probably only be $30. But if you're on a $10 tier, it might only be $40. It's probably you paying the difference. That's what me and Jimmy Macaran were talking about on AE Ramble. That'll probably be the difference in whatever tier of max that you have.
Which I think it's fair. I think that's fair. I know a lot of people were probably looking at a different number, like, oh, maybe I get it for $20. I'm like, I think 40 is fair.
But coming from a business perspective, that is probably going to alter a little bit. They're probably going to charge them a little bit less. They're probably going to do 40. They're probably going to do 35 if you have a 10, and you're probably going to pay 20 if you have a 20. Because they're thinking every month, like every month you're paying that money. So they're getting $200, they're getting almost $300 a year from you from just your payments.
Thank you so much.
If you get a little bit off, then that you're thinking you're saving.
I'll pay $20. I'll pay
but
$20. I don't like
you're locked in.
That makes sense.
That's a fucking Peacock, because Peacock now the shit is like damn near almost $20.
But yeah, I think something like what Chase is saying is gonna make more sense because they're getting the money long term. They're getting the money consistently on a monthly basis, so they're not gonna try to double dip you. They're just gonna try to get one like big dip every month, but that shit is monthly. Yeah. That shit is monthly, also every month. Yeah.
And then also like in a subscription, like, business, their aspect is to try to keep the consumer, right? They're trying to keep that customer. So they're trying to do the best. Like if you're paying more for the subscription, all right, we're going to give you a lot less for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's what it's just going to be so fun. I'm a business junkie, so this is going to be so fun for me to break down once this shit like goes live and you get to see like the metrics and the dynamics of it, especially something new like this. Like, this was awesome. Like, I fucking loved when, like, back then when the WWE Network did their fucking, like, their subscription and people was kind of, like, shitting on how much how much people assume they were losing when people don't realize that people were paying a monthly fucking fee for something every single month. So they could give you the pay-per-views for free because you had millions of people paying $10 a month every single month, like clockwork. It was clockwork.
It paid off. It paid off for WWE the move to WWE Network. We should note our producer did some research. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, who is a reliable source, he says AEW's ratings decline surpasses the rate of cord cutting, by the way. And it's literally, go double check it, producer. It's literally the smallest percentage of how it surpassed. That's why I did note when I said it, I was like, it's either at or just over the decline in cord cutting, because there are other factors to it besides the cord cutting, because I think that a lot, and I've said it once, I've said it before on this show, perception perception was a big thing of why AEW has lost their audiences on TV. AEW was battling the number one company and were producing better matches and better storytelling in 2021. But everything that's happened from 2022 on, whether it be Cody leaving the promotion, one of the founders and biggest stars of the company, and going to WWE, whether it be everything that went down with Brawl Out and CM Punk, those things matter as well. The perception of AEW fighting against the number one, it's not anymore. Now it's WWE is putting on better storytelling. They have bigger stars. Yep. They have better TV product. They are far and away the number one in wrestling. The AEW is just number two now. It's just number two, and then there's all the backstage stuff that hurt their perception, and that's another reason why people have stopped watching. It's like storytelling is probably way down the list. They do have to get better with the storytelling. If you want to say they need to improve their storytelling or their perception of wrestlers,
and they have.
That's fair.
And they have improved it. Now, could they do better? Yeah.
I wish they would do better. I wish they would.
But they have improved. Like because remember, like,
but it's
around like Forbidden Door.
Horrible. I wouldn't say like, it's horrible. I think that's too far.
Yeah. Like when it comes to that, like, I mean, of course it could be better, and there's certain things that they could still do, but in regards to like how they like when it comes to like even the pay-per-view buildups, right? Remember that was also a critique where it was kind of like it just kind of felt like things were just there, and then they get to the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view was great, but then they went back to like normal. And then they had the other pay-per-view, but there was like no real buildups. And I felt like they've kind of focused on that. They kind of, they've kind of turned it around maybe after, I would say, Double or Nothing, because that Forbidden Door buildup was great. Then you had like the All In buildup, and then, certain things. And then even All Out, they had a 2-week buildup. And within that first week, they already sold me on All Out. Like they already sold me on that. So, I mean, there are things that they have done well. I mean, obviously, I think when it comes to like certain like wrestlers or like certain things, I think the only thing I would want them to fix or to like improve on is like don't feel like you're giving up like so subtle. And I think that was always the problem with AEW. Like somebody kind of feel like somebody's getting the push, and then all of a sudden they go nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. We had that, that was the thing that was going on with Kosuke Kojashina. Like he was putting on great matches, and we kind of felt like there was something there, but then all of a sudden he takes a loss, and then, okay, where is he at now? You know what I mean? And ever since he's come back from the G1, they've kind of have building up a little bit on that. Like, like how they mentioned how he participated in that. And then now he's in a big program with Ospreay and Ricochet. So, I mean, that's what I want. I want to see more of that. Don't feel like we have somebody on the spotlight, they're good, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, they go nowhere. Like, what the fuck happened? Especially when it's not the talent's fault. Now the talent is getting a push, and he completely sucks, and then he gets taken off. And that's on the talent, in my opinion, when it comes to stuff like that.
And Brandon James is basically saying what our producer is saying in the back end. He's saying ratings not going to matter. I wouldn't say it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter as much because of Max, because there is going to be a percentage of AEW's audience that's now going to be watching the show on Max. And so the decline from 2024 to 2025, you could say, oh, some of those people are now watching on Max. And you can get like a numbers gauge of how many subscribers are watching on Max.
And people are probably going to watch there on Max. You're probably going to get a lot of viewerships on Max because people want to watch commercial free. Yep. And you're going to get that on Max. You're going to get commercial free stuff, right? Because I think when they watch on like Triller and platforms like that, there's no commercials. And I think that's what a lot of people want. They want to watch a full show like that. So I think that's why, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know the percentage. I don't know. But then you're also going to get those people who are going to end up buying subscriptions because of that. I know I'm one of those. I'm waiting, and I'm like, all right, December? Is it December? All right, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy a subscription.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just going like it is, right? That's just what
Josh,
it is.
You ain't lying, bro. Because if I don't catch AEW live, I tend to not watch the episode.
Yep.
Because if you try to watch it on demand on the TBS fucking app, it's worse than when you watch it live. Because you literally get fucking 3 minutes of fucking ads in between the fucking match.
Yep.
So even when they used to do like when they do the picture in picture, you get 3 minutes of ads. Every time they did picture in picture, 3 minutes of ads. So you miss all of that.
Everything, yeah.
That's fair though. And one last thing about this whole thing. What do y'all think about the AEW Shockwave form of this? Because that was something else we talked about on AE Ramble a little bit with me and Jimmy. Because Dave Meltzer did report this week, following the completion and the finalization of this WBD deal, that it's pure speculation at this point that AEW is still in talks with Fox and the possibility of AEW Shockwave, which would be a 1-hour show, possibly going to Fox and being live on either a Tuesday or a Thursday. What do you think about the possibility of that happening? And what day do you think it should go down on? Because me personally, I was like, go on Tuesdays, because AEW was better when it was going against NXT. Yeah. Krssi, what do you think?
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, put Fox and CW against each other, it'd be perfect magic. Like, I think they got their best stuff. I mean, they didn't win every week, but we said they would win.
They won most weeks.
They did win most weeks.
They won. Yeah, they won majority of the weeks.
I guess that between when they had like the whole like NXT 2.0 bull crap. No. Even better.
No. This is before. This is when they had Adam Cole and.
This was when Black and Gold. This was like full. This was like full blown black and gold. It was still full blown black and gold. And Black and Gold lost majority of the weeks. The reason why Black and Gold got changed to 2.0 is because of that. It's because they lost to AEW. That's the reason why it got changed. That's why their format and their formula changed, because of all the weeks they lost to AEW.
Well, and the beauty of it all is that there's going to be no motherfucking excuses now because of the networks that they will both be on.
Yep.
No fucking excuses.
And people have to be realistic on what AEW could possibly get from Fox, because I wasn't realistic. Because I said, they could probably get like $50 million from Fox for Shockwave. That's not gonna happen, guys, because I did the research. Do you know how much NXT got? Like, when we're talking about $185 million a year for the WBD AEW deal, we're talking about $5 billion for the Netflix deal. I think SmackDown to USA got like $500 million overall in their deal. NXT to CW, they got 20 to 25 million a year. I was like, okay. That changes my opinion on what AEW could possibly get that for Shockwave. Maybe 15 to 20 million for Shockwave.
And that's still good.
And that's a deal for Fox. If Fox wants to still be in the wrestling game, to get a show for like 15, 20 million, and it's a 1-hour show and you can put it wherever you want, that's a deal for Fox, where they can get the ads for wrestling but not pay that much.
Fox takes off. They fucking take chances with Beat Shazam. Why the fuck wouldn't they fucking take a chance with this shit? They throw any random shit at the fucking pre-news slot. Anything that they'll fucking throw shit on the wall and see if it sticks. Why the fuck
about 15, 20 million? I think that's still I mean, it's still a good deal. Especially it depends on what they're doing with it, right? Because 25 million for NXT, even though some people will probably say, it sounds low. At the same time, if you really think about it, their production for NXT, they're still gonna be at that place in Florida, so they're not traveling. So it's not like they're paying expenses, right? So they're even going to St. Louis, which that ticket sales haven't done well, but that's besides the point. But 25 million does make sense for NXT.
Yeah, you would either have to do, if you're AEW, where you do Shockwave. Probably Thursday is probably the best night for them, because they've already started doing like Thursday filming for Collision. Because what they can do is they can do Shockwave live on Fox on a Thursday, the 1 hour, and then after Shockwave they film Collision for Saturday, where they don't have to break up their filming format the way they are. So it's a lot more that's going to be kind of in the fallout of this, but I'm just glad that it's done and been announced, the media rights deal. I'm happy for AEW and happy for wrestling overall.
Overall, yep.
We
It's a
will
win,
get
it's a win.
a win is a win. It was a win. We will give you more updates on the shockwave part of this whole thing and what's the fallout of how AEW will spend all this money making them profitable. We'll see how that breaks down in the news as well. But we have more AEW news to get into. Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp reported in September that MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley were all in talks with AEW, but the deals had not been finalized. However, following MVP's debut on AEW TV at Grand Slam, it was confirmed by Fightful that he signed a contract. Now the same goes for Shelton Benjamin, who debuted on Dynamite 5-year anniversary, and Bobby Lashley, who has an impending debut. He has officially signed with AEW. Fightful reports that the three all nailed down their deals a number of weeks ago. MVP is expected to primarily serve as a manager, with Shelton and Bobby Lashley wrestling. I'll start with you, Top Guy JJ. What do you think about the prospects of Hurt Business, aka now the Hurt Syndicate, coming into AEW? And what have you thought about the first 2 weeks with MVP's debut last week and Shelton's this week?
I just beg that they make it important. That's all I ask. I just beg that they make it important. Like that's all it needs. Make it important, they will make it work. Like this can't be a freestyle that happens for a month and then it's over with.
We're lost in
Like
the
they get the hot debut and then they're fucking doing matches with Butcher and Blade. like that can't happen.
Sorry.
Like that.
Don't
That's
do that
all,
to Butcher and Blade.
No, but we know what they are. We know what they are. They're products for filler matches, and that's what we don't need. If you're gonna make them, if you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do it, or basically this is a redo of what they thought should have been, in the WWE. Make it important. Make it a point to make it important, because I think that they will put the work behind it to make it work. It's just, honestly, this is all about this is on booking. This to me will be believed based on booking. And that is their most important ingredient for this Hurt Syndicate to work, because the on talent is going to do the work. They're going to do the work. They're going to be entertaining. That's all we ask for, is for it to be booked right. That's all I want. Nothing more, nothing less.
I was happy for Shelton Benjamin with the pop that he got.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm like.
So happy for him.
They're
He's one of
yearning.
the OGs that deserves that. He deserves
you can
that.
See that people are yearning to get behind them. They are thirsty to get behind them. But if you get booked like shit, they're not behind you anymore. You don't matter.
Yep.
Facts.
Let Cedric get off, and he could come over too.
I mean, I'm pretty confident they're gonna make it work. Every time Lashley and MVP are paired up together, no matter where they've been, has been great. So
absolutely,
yeah,
and then you got places that all of a sudden just stopped caring about them.
Yeah, so
all of a sudden,
yeah, and then MVP has been very vocal. Like, he's been very vocal of, like, basically, like, this is a lot of his input. Like, whatever they're planning to do, the direction is a lot of his input. Because I think people have been asking him on Twitter, and he's been, like, responding to people. And he was, like, telling people, like, like, it's gonna be like, like, you'll see. You're just gonna see what's gonna happen, and then he basically confirmed that he has big inputs on
yes.
it.
So. That's good. They finally gave him that type of, like, leeway.
Freedom.
Freedom. There you go. That's the word. You're right. You're right.
To piggyback is basically, it's like, I think this is essentially why it didn't work in the WWE, is because it wasn't Triple H or Vince's creation.
Yeah,
it wasn't their creation. So it's like, nah, I can't get behind it because I don't have the ideas to engineer it. So
they're both, it was that funny because somebody posted, like, that footage. Remember Booker T ran out of the bingo? they were playing bingo and Booker T ran out. They were saying like that's Cedric trying to get out of his WWE contract.
Oh,
He just resigned. He's done.
Yeah,
He's done.
yeah.
He just resigned.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cedric, damn.
What Cedric?
How long he got?
Poor
How long did he
Cedric.
resign for?
Probably a few years.
I don't know. It's got to be a few years at this point. But
Yeah.
He got stuck on NXT.
Hey, his loss is either Powerhouse Hobbs or EJ and Duca's game because they could be the fourth guy.
And you can't even
It's
say
definitely
like,
get
yo,
Hobbs, because Hobbs is really like trying to like. Hobbs is really,
I think Hobbs doesn't need it. I think Hobbs could be good either in the Don Callis family, how it's constructed now.
but they barely
or
get it. He always would lose.
No, not with the Don Callis family. He got a push when he was with Don Callis. He was
Yeah,
going
he got
well
injured.
until he got injured.
Yeah, he got injured.
yeah.
So we'll see what goes down. We'll have more to talk about.
There's some looking forward to. This I'll definitely be looking forward to this insertion because AEW does need this level of diversity as well.
Absolutely. It's getting very black out there. Thank you, Tony. We got next another person who might be coming in or coming back to AEW. A new report had an update on Adam Cole's potential return to AEW TV. Fightful Select
I think he got hurt while you
reported-
talked about this.
You know what?
First reported that the word backstage in all of the wrestling
shit.
is that the company is hoping and expecting Cole to return soon, and that there is movement in terms of preparing for an on-screen return. He has been out of action since last September. After suffering an ankle injury, he was backstage at All Out and walking around without a crutch or boot. He was reportedly set to resume training in the ring back in August. According to sources close to Cole, he was in good spirits when he was at All Out. And then Adam Cole was backstage this week for AEW Dynamite's 5th anniversary in Pittsburgh. So that goes against the rumors, because why would he go to his
Ex-girlfriend.
Okay, anyway.
stuff.
Anyway, but Fightful Select reports that Cole was backstage at the show and is expected to return soon. Powerhouse Hobbs, speaking of which, was also at the show, as he has been traveling with the company in advance of his return as well. So some big returns coming. All we need is Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega did a whole interview with Tanahashi where he said he's hoping to come back soon. He's hoping to come back at Wrestle Dynasty. That's the only person. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. We got Jay White back this week. We got Adam Cole on his way back. Powerhouse Hobbs on his way back. Give me the Kenny Omega is back, please. That's all we need to restore the film.
I just have a quick question about that. What is he recovering from? Because I genuinely don't know.
Who? Kenny Omega?
Kenny, because I know he's had like 1,000 injuries.
No, it's a diverticulitis. He had the stomach disease that Brock Lesnar
the
had.
intestinal shit. Oh,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah.
So
this doesn't have a timetable.
Exactly. That's why I'm just putting it out there. I'm just hoping to see Kenny back sooner rather than later.
Damn, that sucks.
Chuck Berry says, all I ask is that they keep Mercedes far away from Hurt Syndicate. Josh, what do you think about Mercedes receiving a card from MVP on Dynamite? I
mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Hurt Syndicate is supposed to be like a business, right? And you have the CEO who presents himself like a business. So in a sense, I mean, it makes sense when it comes to something like that. I'm not totally against it. It is interesting, but I would want it to make sense if that was the case. I just don't want them to throw it in together just randomly and like, oh yeah, we have a female on the stable. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think there's other females that need it more. Like a Hogan or a Red Velvet or a Queen Amanada. Even if you wanted to use the Hurt Syndicate, the biggest star you could probably do where it's a good introduction for her back on AEW TV, Athena.
Yeah, I would like Athena. I think Athena, I'll probably would be in favor of Athena more because one, you're getting her back on.
I
AEW
like that idea,
television.
SC. That's a good one.
You're getting her back on AEW television.
That's a good one.
But then also, she's somebody that would need it more because, like Athena's, talking has never been her strong point, even though I think in Ring of Honor, she has gotten better at it because being a heel. Great talker. Especially as a heel, I think she's great. But I think MVP could elevate her even more, in my opinion. Because I've always, MVP's wrestling, I've always said it. His wrestling has never been like top tier or great to me.
Don't have him wrestle, please. Don't do this.
No, I'm saying like it's never been like great, but he's always been like a great talker. He's been a great manager, and I think that's the strongest suit. I think that's the strongest point, and I think like they should stick with that. If he wrestles here and there, it's not going to really hurt anybody. Literally, it's not going to hurt anybody. But I think that's the strongest point. I think being a manager, if he could help others like that in a sense. By all means, I think he's been good enough, right? Because like when Shelton Benjamin joined the Hurt Business, right? Shelton, biggest point has always been talking, right? And nothing has ever like really went that much far with Shelton Benjamin. But then he got paired up in the Hurt Business. There was a microscope on him. Like it was like, oh shit, like he's getting the attention that he probably deserves. So he has helped others, and I see like when you brought up certain names, I could see why you mentioned that because I was like, could help out other people. So I'm like, with the whole Mercedes thing, I'm not 100% against it, but I also do agree, like, maybe it could help out somebody else too.
Brooklyn, Kenny King is not in AEW or ROH right now. I don't know where Kenny King is at actually.
He probably somewhere like in I don't know.
Las Vegas.
His house or something, or his house or something.
Yeah, I love that Athena call, man, and that's a part of making them important. Like, if you could use somebody like Red Velvet or something like that, that's cool, and she probably needs it more. But we're talking about making the Hurt Syndicate important, and you get a big piece like Athena in there, and it doesn't feel forced like a CEO. Then you got something naturally cooking instead of it kind of looking like, oh yeah, this just naturally fits by putting her in there. And she might be essentially like, a bigger star than all of them, which is not what they need. They don't need that. They need the spotlight to be on the group, not on a solo person.
Yeah, agreed. But last two notes before we get into Collision Grand Slam and Rampage last night. You had Taz missed Wednesday night's episode of AEW Dynamite as AEW said he was attacked in the parking lot. The company posted to Twitter on Wednesday evening to announce that Taz was being seen by doctors and Nigel McGuinness was going to be on the call for the show. In a post on Twitter, the Human Suplex Machine revealed he needs total knee replacement surgery. He wrote, unfortunately, I will be away for a while. I'll be having total knee replacement surgery very soon. Talk to you guys down the road. I want Taz to have a speedy recovery, but I mean, if it means Nigel McGuinness on Wednesday nights,
I'm here for it.
I'm kind of here for it.
I like Nigel.
Sorry.
They need that energy from Nigel is what they've been missing. I feel like.
I hope my homie from Red Hook does recover really well, though.
Yes.
I hope it's a full recovery.
It is, and also it's been a long time coming because Taz has mentioned that he needs a knee replacement. I believe he needs, I think it was either shoulder surgery or neck. Like he needs one of those two. So he's been putting it off for a while. So I mean, it's a good thing that he's getting it now, because obviously the longer you wait, the older you get, the harder it gets.
The longer it is, the longer the recovery.
Because even like when you get full replacements, that usually happens like when you're older. They usually don't like doing full replacements on like anybody that's younger. So he's within that age where a lot of surgeries he's gonna get is gonna be like a lot of replacements. Those are usually harder to recover from.
Yeah, and the lingering effects are usually longer.
Yeah, so I mean he'll be well. I mean, but I'm all for Nigel. I'm all for Nigel.
Best commentator in AEW.
We're turning lemons into lemonade, baby.
I mean, hey, he was voted number one, right? And PWI, he was voted number one.
Final news note before we get into Collision and Rampage. Penta El Zero Mero has confirmed that he is still under contract with AEW as of now. There has been a lot of speculation about the Lucha Bros contract status and future, with WWE reportedly interested in the duo. Penta confirmed in an interview with Mas Luchas that he is still under a deal with AEW and is ready to go if needed. He said, and I quote, "It's like I was saying, everyone defends their interests. Tony is defending his interests and we are defending our own. I'll say this, I am still under contract with AEW. That is my present. I have not thought about my future because I prefer to think about my here and now. And my now is AEW. If they decided to not have us in matches, that's their thing. But I am ready for the day they need me to go to work with the same energy and enthusiasm I've always had." He continued, we will see what happens in the future months, but I am still with AEW and I cannot even think about talking to another company because that is not my involvement. My legal team, lawyers, and that stuff will handle everything relating to contracts and the like, but my job inside that ring and with the fans is there. Everything that happens outside of that will be handled by people in their areas. My present in AEW, I'm still firm with them. And quite frankly, I don't know what will happen in the future. It was reported in August that Penta has filed new trademark applications for Zero Mero, and Animo. So hey, this is what he needed to do, though. I'll be honest with you. I think that this is the best move that he's done since this whole thing started, because you fucked up, bro. You fucked up.
More. I mean, it's the smartest move. It's the smartest move because that whole thing. I did see what you guys talked about last week, and I 100% agree with everything. The whole tampering. I mean, the whole like adding time. I'm not a fan of that because it's like, hey, if a talent doesn't want to be there, let them go, right? That's just my opinion, right? If they don't want to be there, don't force them to be there. You got to just let them go. However, when you just get caught doing something very fucking stupid, like talking to another company while you're still under contract to try to get a contract from them, and you get caught, then that's on you. Whatever happens, that's on you. So
I'm so sick of them. I promise you, I'm so sick of them.
Like it's just
so sick of them. Like, just leave if that's the point. Just go.
They can't.
They can't
now. I mean, now they can't. But at the same time, like, I understand why Tony did it because it's like it's sending a message. He has to do it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if they did it right, who's to say somebody else is not going to do it? And then he's going to let them go? At that point, Tony will look like a complete fool.
Yeah.
So he had to do it. So it's like I don't like that clause on the contracts for the wrestlers. But when you got to put your foot down, you got to put your foot down. And that's what he did. He was like, you know what? I'm going to add more time. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have you lose. I'm not going to have you do anything. I'm just going to add more time to your contract.
But no, I agree with what Valabi is saying in the chat. And it's what I said last week, that he said it's a shame, but if he's willing to make the most of the situation, Tony should be bilking the Lucha Bros as much as possible. Like
he could. He could put them over.
Doing this and making them come out for injury time, it's just a petty move in general. It is, but it's also a business. But to make it a business win, you have to have them come back and have them job to everyone. Have them job to the Outrunners, to Private Party, to the Young Bucks, to you could put a tag team together just to job them out to the Lucha Bros. LFI is back together now. You have.
Oh, I'll do something more evil. I'll do something more evil. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put the titles on you guys. Ain't gonna work.
Put the titles on them and then make them lose the next week. Like, do whatever you want, but use them. It's a loss,
I agree.
And you're just being overall petty, and it's not a business move anymore.
But
if you're just keeping them here to not use them.
Yeah. But also, like, there's no that alone. That's just that's just speculation because we have no idea if he's gonna use them or not, right? All we know is that he just added time, but I don't personally think he's gonna have them on ice because again, it wouldn't make any sense, especially if you put here, right? Maybe like 11 months or so. But I don't think he's gonna put them on ice. I don't think it's not a smart decision. But then also it kind of hurts the Lucha Pros leverage. It kind of hurts them like long term because it's like WWE will have a bigger reason not to give them the money that they wanted. So it will hurt them in the long run because even if they're presented on TV, there's still value there, right? Like if they're being used and you see what they're doing and they're still having great performances, that helps them. But then if you're just not going to use them, that hurts them more as well. So I don't see it being a situation that he has them sit down, but I do agree, like use them as much as possible, regardless of any way possible. Even if you had them lose to every team, by all means. But I think using them on TV would be smart on his end.
Elevate ROH. Put him on ROH.
I mean, the last time he did that, he did that spot and it broke Dante's leg. I don't know.
Yeah, just don't have him work with Top Flight. That's the only thing.
That's kind of true, though. You're right.
And what we had Collision Grand Slam last Saturday, as well as Rampage last night. Collision Grand Slam, Krssi Luv, Top Guy JJ was there live. You had the show featured Jamie Hayter beating Saraya in a pretty fun Saraya rules matchup with Jamie Hayter picking up the victory here. I thought this was so much better than it had any right to be. Sammy Kazuchika Okada defeated Sammy Guevara in a very good AEW Continental Title Eliminator matchup. You also had Wheeler Yuta, the aforementioned Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac. They picked up a victory, retaining the AEW World Trios Championships in a solid bout against Commander and Private Party, with Wheeler Yuta showing a more aggressive side. The Learning Tree beat the Conglomeration in a pretty good Tornado Trios matchup. You also had Jack Perry. His open challenge for the TNT Championship was accepted by Minoru Suzuki, with Perry picking up the win via countout to retain the TNT Championship. Post-match, Perry was attacked Suzuki until Katsuyori Shibata made the save. And in the best match on that show, Hologram defeated Jalistico and the Beast Mortos in an awesome three-way matchup. Post-match, Roosh came out, stopped the fight between Mortos and Jalistico and brought them together to rebrand LFI. And then on Collision last night, you had Private Party picking up their biggest win in a while as they teamed up with Katsuyori Shibata to beat the Elites, Young Bucks, and Jack Perry in a pretty fun trios opener, with Private Party basically replicating their win from the second episode of Dynamite. Queen Aminata defeated Harley Cameron. Post-match, Serena Deeb came out to attack Aminata until Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, interfered to make the save. And the Conglomerations, Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly, defeated the Learning Trees, Brian Keith and Big Bill, in a solid main event. Miss Krssi Luv,
the best part of the whole Collision last week, friend.
What the fuck?
You forgot the best part of Collision was the fashion show, friend. Duh. Hello. You weren't there. You should have seen it. It was great. Shit.
I didn't watch it, and
you should have been there. You should have seen the fashion show. It was great. It was epic. You were there. It was so fucking funny. We loved it.
It didn't feel that way on TV.
Do you still smell the fucking spray paint on the back of it?
No, actually, I do not. But they were throwing these in the garbage. Myself, and our producer.
Touch the tip.
Touch the tip. Oh, yes, you got to touch the tips.
I'll touch tips.
Wrong way, Krssi. Wrong way, Krssi.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Nope, that way.
You want to touch tips, Josh? We'll touch tips.
Tips.
Yeah.
Other way, Josh. Other way. There you go. Come closer. Yeah, there we go.
Touch tips, friend.
Touch the tip.
I'll touch tips with you, JJ.
Touch the tip.
There we go. We're touching tips.
Stop moving. Yeah.
Yay.
There we go. We're all touching tips.
They were throwing these in the garbage, and myself and the producer was like, hell no, we need these. They
There's
did
never
that
been
shit.
so much. There's never
You
been
don't
so
know how much
tip
we
touching
laughed
that's taking place
at
on
that
live TV.
segment. We laughed so much.
That's a lot of That's a lot of tip touching on this show.
touching,
Touch tips in the chat. Touch
Yes,
tips in
please.
the chat. Just come on. Y'all can do it.
Yo, you have no idea how much we was laughing at this segment. Like, yo, we was like these motherfuckers.
We were just like in so much disbelief. It was just too
These motherfuckers
stupid.
are so consumed in doing this shit. Like, it was so.
MXM
it
is
was,
great.
I
they've been
like
great.
the segment, but MXM do their gimmick so well.
They
So-
do.
No, they
though.
do.
It's so good.
I like it every time they do like the camera, like the backstage segments when
Yes, they need to do more of
they're
those.
doing like the Zoolander. Yeah, they do that. Yo, that was bad. The first time they did that, yo,
That's
they
what
walk
Pretty
away
Deadly
and then
should be.
yo.
Pretty Deadly really wish they were that.
they're a better Pretty Deadly than Pretty Deadly, and Pretty Deadly's been doing this for years.
Right.
It's
That's what I'm
fucking sad.
saying.
Oh man, I love all the tips. The tips are being touched in the chat. The tips are being touched.
Come on, guys. Don't be afraid. Touch tips. Touch the tip.
Tips in the chat. Come on, y'all.
Just
Come
touch.
on.
Just a tip. Just a tip.
And what
But
one of them
any
having
thoughts
so
on
much damn
Collision
glitter on
Grand
their
Slam?
face was crazy.
Krssi, any additional thoughts on Collision Grand Slam? What you liked about it?
No, the best match was hologram. That was what, like, yo, we literally, like, JJ and I was like, yo, we're gonna just go home, but yo, we literally sat there the whole time.
Yo, Collision
gonna
had
leave.
no business being that fun.
It didn't.
Collision to me had no business being that fun. Like, it looked like such a whack card, and then the show ended up being like we planned on leaving at what a hard leave at 10:30. We was like, we out at 10:30. Like, we was like, yo, we don't see Okada come out before the second match. We out. We left with the crowd at midnight.
Yep,
because he was the main event.
He was
no business. But no, we didn't even stay because he was in the main event. The show just kept having like little cool fun moments. Like, we the fucking Jamie Hayden Saraya match. They went over all of Saraya's rules and shit. Like, that shit was so fucking stupid. And then we get the fucking dopamine music. We're like,
yep.
we just all got on X real quick for like 15 seconds. And then the match actually ended up turning out to be cool. All the fucking Hot Wheels on the fucking table.
We just felt bad that Okada had to face Sammy Guevara. We was like, this is really what it came down to. Because no one popped for Sammy at all. No one said a thing. It was so bad. If you heard it on TV, it was worse in the arena. I promise you.
Oh yeah. They mentioned you had Hangman on Collision too. Hangman defeated Jeff Jarrett.
That
lumberjack match. The strap match is actually really good. Oh my god!
With the Bang Bang Gang dressed up as lumberjacks, they knew the assignment. They knew the assignment.
Yo, Juice's outfit was fucking. What the fuck?
Like,
I'm telling you, Collision had no. Collision had no reason
honestly,
being that fun. It had no reason.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Juice has been like one of the biggest like surprises signing with AEW because of more so of how incredibly over he's gotten in AEW.
So everyone was like, Juice. Like, everyone was so ready.
Yeah, Juice got the best reaction of that match. Yep. Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
That's pretty dope.
And we're like, why does Jay Lethal have on a shirt that says slap nuts?
Jeff Jarrett. But yes, I'm glad you guys had fun at Collision Grand Slam, Dynamite Grand Slam. But final news notes for AEW Fight.
I'm sorry. I do not ever in my life want to experience seeing a 60-year-old man in a thong again.
Oh right.
Well, Billy Gunn, yeah, that's fair.
We was way too close for that. We was way too close.
We were like literally like looking at their ages because we're like, how old is Jeff Jarrett and how old is Billy Gunn? Billy Gunn is older than Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
He's 60.
Like mind you.
You don't look 60 though.
You don't look like 60 at all.
I would probably fucking kill my fucking brother to look like that at 60. But like I don't need to see it.
I don't need to feel bad about myself in my 30s to 40s because he looks like that in his 60s.
In his 60s, yes, that's correct.
Like, yo, that shit was too close, man. Too close, man. Too close.
Too close. But Insider Gaming reports that AEW is strongly considering a new gaming partner following the release of Fight Forever last year. According to a source, AEW is aware that things didn't go the way they expected with the game. The game was said to be over budget and did not meet expectations, leading to the consideration of a new developer. The game arrived in June of last year to mixed reviews. The gameplay was praised, but the lack of
trash.
The lack of depth and bugs were noted as flaws. There was said to be pressure on the developers to deliver something faster than what it should have been. AEW has yet to make a decision, although they have technically fulfilled their original contract with Ukes. That included 1 year of post-launch updates through 4 season passes with new wrestlers, moves, game modes, and venues. The last one arrived in July, featuring Jay White, and there have been talks of additional packs with Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, and Mercedes Moné. A source noted that everything is on the table in regards to AEW's future in gaming. They noted that there were some positives with the Ukes relationship, and some feel with a foundation in place, another game could make things better rather than giving up after one attempt. But you can't argue that there are concerns with how things went in the final year of the game's development. The issues began before the game's release with conflict between the two sides, which included EVP Kenny Omega allegedly was hating his time working with Ukes, and others felt the company was trying to take advantage of his inexperience in game developing. The source added, no one was really happy when the game came out. Even before launch, internal talks started about whether to continue with the game with Ukes and bring it over to a new developer and either build on what's been done or start from scratch, or leave the console market and continue to focus on mobile. It was said that no one knows what will happen next. However, AEW owns the engine for Fight Forever and could take it to a new developer to build on what was already made, and it is unlikely they would start over completely. Things are still being discussed and no decision has been made regarding a new developer or a new game, and it was said that there were feelers sent to larger developers, including some obvious ones, to gauge interest. So, poor Fight Forever. It won't fight forever.
That game sucked. That game sucked. I'm sorry. That game sucked. I know they try to recreate the No Mercy feel, but that game was horrendous.
You can't recreate the No Mercy feel in 2023. It's just not going to be done.
Horrendous. Like,
I mean,
that it was buggy as hell on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I felt like, honestly, when I played it, I felt like it was fine, but I think the problem too is that, like you said, like it kind of felt like the stuff was outdated more so than anything. Like the stuff that they were doing with the game, it worked like in 2001, 2002, like PS2 kind of days. You can't do that in like 2024. And I think that was, at least for me, that was like the biggest issue. But like some of the stuff was fun. Like when I tried staying in Stampede, like that was pretty fun. Like they tried certain things. Like I thought it was like but yeah, you could tell it was either rushed or just, you know, again, a lot of the structure of it worked back in the day. It just doesn't work now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys. It was a rough go, but it's their first time. I think if they go to a different developer,
exactly.
I mean, to their credit, it was better than the first TNA game.
And nobody fucking talks about WWF Warzone and the fucking atrocity shit that was.
Yeah, we had some rough times. I had a Warzone. That shit was trash.
Oh,
yeah,
that was bad.
And also in WCW Nitro. Yeah.
No. WCW Nitro was fun. WCW Thunder is one of the WCW.
You got it. No, you got it. No, you stop it.
WCW Thunder. When the niggas just stand like this.
Stop it, Thunder. Stop it, Thunder. Just stop it, Thunder. Just stop it, Thunder. That's childhood torment coming back.
PTSD.
You got it. No, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. It's an argument I won't go back and forth with you on. You got when you said Thunder, you got it. He said Thunder might be the worst game in video game history.
Yo, not just wrestling game. It might be the worst game in video game history. Oh my god!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Yeah, the backstage. I said backstage brawl. Our producer corrected. Backstage assault. That was even worse than Thunder. That was even worse than
backstage assault because of
me
Thunder.
either. Me either. I think I got backstage assault from a Blockbuster just to try it out, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is hard."
All right, yeah. This is gonna take us down a bad path. It's gonna take us down a bad path. What's the next topic, SP?
Finish up with AEW. Interesting report this week. A new report had a potential spoiler on AEW plans for Chris Statlander. It was in the spoilers for Thursday's AEW Collision taping, but it was then revealed on Rampage last night. It seems that Chris Statlander is going to be set up for a feud with TBS champion Mercedes Moné. So Fightful Select had some details on the plans for Statlander, who has been out of action for the past month with a minor injury after a win at All Out over Willow Nightingale. According to the report, sources in AEW said that Statlander's on-screen alliance with Stokely Hathaway is done as of this week. Hathaway was seen on AEW Dynamite and Rampage watching Private Parties matches, and it seems that Chris Statlander will be turning babyface. Statlander was working as a heel since aligning with Hathaway back in May at Double or Nothing. On last night's Rampage, she cut a promo that was not as heelish as her past promos, and Camille stepped in to get in her face with Mercedes Moné then following, laughing in her face, and it seems that on Collision, there will be more development in this. I don't know how I feel about this report because I did like Statlander as a heel, and I did like her association with Stokely Hathaway, and I think you could have made it work where they would turn babyface together because Stokely is just entertaining. He could be a babyface.
That part. You said it so well, SP.
Yeah,
why change it?
It's a little weird to me. I'm like, how come she won the feud against Willow? Well, why are they being split up? That's a little weird to me.
Yeah, that was I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm happy for Chris to get a feud with Mercedes Moné, but I don't understand why she had to turn babyface for that when you could just let the fans choose, and they probably would have still chose Chris Statlander, but still keep her on this path as just the character that she was, and then I don't understand splitting her. The big thing, I don't understand splitting her from Stokely Hathaway, especially since Stokely's watching a babyface tag team. So you're technically still going to turn him babyface. So why couldn't he just stick with Chris Statlander?
Correct. There you go.
Doesn't make sense.
Make it make sense, friend.
Unless if it comes back around, and then I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. It also makes me also be like, is the TBS title higher than the AEW Women's World title now because of Mercedes having that title and a newer star in Mariah May having the AEW Women's World title? Because Statlander beat Willow at All Out. She's going for the TBS title. And Willow lost at All Out, and she's going for the AEW Women's World title.
Right. Make it make sense.
Chris, you got to ask the question, Krssi. Make it make sense, friend.
Just point that out.
I'm happy you did point that out because we was also thinking the same thing when we were all together that last week. We were like, what's happening with these titles? And then Mercedes is barely doing it on TV. She just has these terrible promos.
Yo, Shorty wasn't on either show.
Nope.
She just came out during
y'all.
She came out during the intermission. Yeah, she came out during an intermission and she took some pictures and kissed babies. And that's basically all she did.
I mean, hey, I don't expect her to wrestle. Last time she was in New York, everyone chanted "fuck the Celtics" and she got booed out of the building. So
true. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna take this.
You gotta take the heat that comes with being a CEO, right? Everybody hates the boss.
At least I got to do the dance. Final AEW note: they had a couple of potential injuries this week. Before AEW Dynamite took place on Wednesday from Pittsburgh. I don't know who's making me echo. Okay, there we go. It's gone. BW Insider reports that Sammy Guevara was knocked out during a match against Serpentico at the taping, which took place before Dynamite aired. According to fans in attendance, Serpentico came off the top rope and was caught with a quarter, but the timing of it was a little off. And I don't know who's making me.
Not me.
Okay, I think I'm good now. No. Who is it? Okay, I'm gonna mute y'all. Sorry. A little off. Serpentico landed on Guevara's face under him, and Guevara was knocked unconscious, and the match stopped with Serpentico being declared the winner. AEW's medical team attended to Guevara, and one person said it appeared as if he suffered a concussion because this was concussion protocol, and Guevara was stretchered away. PW Insider also notes that was confirmed. He did suffer the injury, and Dustin Rhodes went on social media to wish him luck and says, "I love you, buddy." PW Insider also reports that independent talent Kelly Madden was knocked out and may have suffered an injury at the taping in a match against Lady Frost. The match saw Madden take a spinning move off the ropes with Frost's legs landing on her head and neck. The pinfall was counted, but Madden didn't move, being obviously knocked out. Frost, the referee, and the medical team surrounded Madden, and the house lights were darkened. One fan in attendance said that Madden was taken out on a backboard after the ring ropes were loosened. On behalf of everyone here at THH, and our best wishes go to both Guevara and Madden in light of that. Hopefully they have a speedy recovery, and hopefully it's not as bad as the injuries look there. So best wishes.
Sucks. Still sucks no matter what. Even if we just getting on no reaction part. We don't want to see anybody getting injured.
Yeah. No one wants to see that. That's the type of stuff that comes with the territory, but still, you don't want to see it. And then finally, from the converse, you had ROH TV. The show featured Mark Briscoe defeating Matt Taven in a rock-solid main event to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship. Post-match, Taven shook hands with Briscoe, and Undisputed Kingdom raised Briscoe on their shoulders. The Outrunners beat the Infantry in a fine bout, while Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs defeated Premier Athletes in a ROH six-man tag team title proving ground matchup. So that was all from the converse of it all in professional wrestling. Top Guy JJ, I know you don't have that much time with us, so I want to give you the opportunity to have your segue here and outro.
Well, so I'm going to improv real quick. I bought a little extra time. I had to send a little check. Had to buy the little kitty some snacks. So they good for another like 30 minutes or so. So they're good. They're good for a little while.
All right,
they playing hide and seek with their auntie, so we good.
Nice, love to hear it. So you can join us as we move over to WWE with WWE SmackDown last night, the go-home show ahead of Bad Blood. The show featured the Bloodlines, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa defeating DIY and the Street Profits in an awesome ladder match to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. The Bloodline standing tall in probably Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga's best match since coming to WWE. AJ Styles made his return to WWE for the first time since June, but was interrupted by Carmelo Hayes, who he challenged to a matchup, but Melo didn't want to accept until United States champion LA Knight convinced him and sweetened the pot for him, saying he would offer him a shot at his title if he won. However, Melo versus Styles ended with AJ suffering an apparent ankle injury to give Hayes the win. Post-match, Knight came in and laid out Melo with the BFT. Naomi beat Tiffany Stratton in what was a very fun encounter between the two women. Very nice counters and sequences in that one. While Michin defeated Chelsea Green in a pretty decent, pretty fun dumpster matchup where Chelsea went into the trash and was stinking up the place backstage in the aftermath. Chelsea Green, one of the best maximize your minutes performers in professional wrestling today. She's hilarious with everything she does. Josh, we'll start with you. What did you think about SmackDown last night?
SmackDown wasn't bad. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like you said, Chelsea Green, she always finds a way to use her time and to do whatever she wants. Not caring if she loses or wins. So that's what benefits her, to somebody like that, to be useful. The event was actually really good. The main event was better than I expected. I was surprised that Tangaloa didn't fuck up that
I thought he was gonna fall off the ladder.
Same. I thought what was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna try to grab, and then the whole thing would just fall. I thought that's what was gonna happen. It was either he was gonna fall off or the belts themselves were gonna fall off. And then if somebody else grabbed it, but then oh wait, we gotta give it to him, and then all of a sudden some fucked up shit happens. And oh wait, Bloodline wins. That's what I thought was gonna happen. And then they had that segment with Jacob, being a nut job, yelling.
I love you, Solo. We all love our tribal chief. He loves our tribal chief. I love our tribal chief.
He reminds me of the Hulk. You know how the Hulk talks like Hulk smash,
No, he's the Tasmanian devil.
No. That's Tama. That's Tama. Tama's the test. That's Tama.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, that's Tama. Yeah. Jacob is like the Hulk. He was say simple stuff, and it's just
Well, Jacob's the one with the dread, the locks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did the same shit though.
No, he don't do the.
No, he just yells when he cuts his promos. Yeah, when he cuts his promo, he just yells. He's always yelling.
He throws up the one in headbangs. He does a headbang,
and then does
that's him. Yep. I mean, overall,
the tight prayer. He's doing a fucking push up on his hands,
like he's trying to crack a peanut in between his. Krssi, what did you think about the main event ladder match? I thought that was one of the best matches they've had on SmackDown in a while.
In a long time.
All the teams went out there and just left it all in the ring.
Yeah, they all did a great job. I was very, very surprised about the main event because I was like, okay, here we go. We got the same 3 teams. Let's see what happens.
It needed to be a ladder match at that point. I was like, thank God it was, because I think a regular match would have been I still think it would have been decent, but it's sometimes when you're involving the same groups or the same teams, sometimes you gotta amp it up. We don't want to be seeing the same shit, and that's what they did. So the ladder match was a good call.
Yeah. I thought it was like SB said, it was one of their best main event matches in a long time for a SmackDown show. And you didn't have the top stars or top people in the building. So they had to deliver something exciting. And it wasn't a bad show. It was very decent.
I thought it was a very good show. I thought it was one of the better SmackDowns that I've seen in the last couple of weeks.
Without just any big stars,
Yeah, just based on the main event, and then Chelsea Green. It's just always.
Yeah, Chelsea Green was great.
Did Cody Rhodes have a week off?
Yeah.
No, it's because he's in Atlanta. He's at home. He's at Atlanta.
He actually had a show off.
Yeah, he was off. But he was also promoting. He's still he's out there doing the special meet and greet BS that they're doing in Atlanta. He was on Pat McAfee's show, so he's
working,
but he's not working.
I gotta call it like it is, though. He did fuck up on that Pat McAfee show. He should have just.
Well, let's talk about it then. Segue. Cody Rhodes and Pat McAfee have hinted at the quote unquote big guy coming back to WWE this week. Rhodes appeared on McAfee's show on Wednesday, and in an Instagram video posted to McAfee and Rhodes' accounts, the two had a brief conversation after the episode was done. In the video, which happened, McAfee said, "So the big guy's coming back this week, huh?" And Rhodes replied, "Is he?" To which McAfee said, "You tell me." Rhodes then countered, "Which one?" And McAfee said Rhodes had told him enough. To which Rhodes said, a lot happening, too much happening. Neither man made it clear who they were talking about. Of course, Roman Reigns is set to team with Rhodes against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa tonight at WWE Bad Blood. Meanwhile, Rhodes has an apparent date at some point with The Rock, who told Rhodes at the Raw after WrestleMania that he would be back Also, Rose did say that there may be title implications suggested at WWE Bad Blood for Crown Jewel. During the interview, he said, not on the line this weekend, but there is something that happens at Bad Blood. I guess a video package or a vignette that's going to be played in the show. I've got to keep it vague, but there are big title implications for Crown Jewel moving past Bad Blood. Little spoiler there. And then on Friday, The Rock said on his Instagram as well as his Twitter, he is attending the Apache High School's home opener football game. A month after the school was the site of a school shooting, the actor and WWE star posted to his Twitter noting that he would be at Friday night's game in Winder, Georgia. Apache High School suffered a shooting on September 4th that saw 4 people killed and 9 injured. And the game takes place just about 80 miles away from tonight's Bad Blood event. I wonder who the big guy is then. So do you guys think?
Can't figure it out.
I'll ask you first, Top Guy JJ. Will The Rock show up tonight at Bad Blood, considering the fact that it was also announced on SmackDown, made official after weeks and weeks of going back and forth, that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns against the Bloodline will main event tonight's Bad Blood event?
I mean, doesn't the main event match give you fucking indication enough that this is happening tonight? Like, because there's no way, like, the entire Bloodline ain't fucking with Cody and Roman together. There's gonna be a neutralizer there. There's only one fucking neutralizer that fucking makes any sense in the WWE world. Like, the tea leaves are fucking on. They're there. They're already there. And the fact that these fucking people don't know how to shut up and want to give you fucking vague information. It's not vague information to wrestling fans. Wrestling fans fucking knows what's up. We know what's happening. Like, come on. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is a tag team to face Solo Sikoa? Like, what? Like this is a wash. This is a wash. Like, so there's gotta be something there to fucking make it fucking enticing. And that would have been better to be fucking just, at least not unannounced, but basically they announced it without announcing it. So yeah, it's happening tonight. Now it's more of an expectation and not like a fucking element of like, oh shit. This is essentially an expectation for tonight now.
Especially the fact that this main eventing, which that wouldn't be my choice. I've said it once, I'll say it again over the last couple of weeks that how is the Hell in a Cell matchup of a 10-month storyline, not the headlining match on this show?
Because it's Musty Phil in the match. He ain't gonna main event.
No, it's because The Rock is stealing another main event matchup from CM Punk 12 years later. 12 years. The fact that the winning has the main event makes me sick.
I'm just gonna say it, right? So to me, it's always fuck Dwayne Johnson, but this time, the him taking Punk's spot is deserving.
So the whole fucking pay-per-view's name is Bad Blood, and the fucking pay-per-view has a Hell in a Cell match of 2 people that absolutely fucking hates each other, and they are mega stars in the company, but they're not gonna headline it because they got a Hollywood megastar coming through tonight, baby. So no, he put up the God rest his soul.
Wow.
Even if The Rock wasn't coming, you think that Cody and Roman would let Phil and Drew main event? No.
God rest, because
y'all put it all on The Rock. No, don't put it all on just The Rock.
Because the person that I'm actually was more saddened by when we were talking about news was my beloved Dikembe Mutombo. But
see, that's what we talked about in the damn.
You got
there's no
him.
wrestling connection there, so
He's right. But then you got him doing The Rock is gonna be doing the famous Mutombo. No main event for you, bitch.
But again, I think y'all blaming the wrong people. I think you're blaming The Rock. I don't think The Rock has nothing to do with it. I think it's more Cody and Roman that says we should main event.
Oh no!
Okay.
It's definitely The Rock.
No.
Is that
I
no?
think Krssi Luv is on something as far as
She's not wrong.
Yeah,
She ain't wrong.
the reason why it's been a debate over the last couple of weeks is because Cody and Roman are the 1 and 2 or 1A, 1B stars in WWE. But what we're saying in response to that is, what was the tipping point? What made Triple H make the decision? It was The Rock.
I'm just saying, don't put all of the blame on The Rock. Yes, he probably had something to do with it, but you have two other stars, the champ, and 1 and 2. I mean, one.
Oh no, I'm always gonna blame The Rock. I'm always gonna blame The Rock.
And
The Rock.
listen,
to be fair,
I don't think you should all put all of your blame
to
on
be
The
fair,
Rock.
The Rock makes everything about himself.
Let's be mad at Paul. Let's be mad at Paul.
The Rock makes everything about himself. So you know what? I'm gonna blame Dwayne every single time. I'm like, all right, Dwayne, this was your idea. I'm gonna blame you.
And guess who that's gonna rub off on? It's gonna rub off on the OTC as well. It's gonna rub off on him as well. So obviously he's not gonna be on a card and not be in a main event.
Well,
He said, I'm either first or I'm last. You don't want to make me first? All right, I'm last.
And then also, I mean, honestly, I also had an indication. I kind of felt like
tonight.
I kind of felt like that I think they were gonna push the whole Cody aspect anyway for the main event, just because the promotion. If you see the promotion, he's been heavily involved in all the promoting. So
this is his hometown, so in that regard.
I mean, all I'm saying, I'm like, if you have Cody Rhodes doing commercials with Metro Boomin, Cody ain't opening Bad Blood. That's all I'm saying.
He could have opened Bad Blood. You had Jey Uso all over the promotion for Money in the Bank. He opened the show.
I mean, but that's Jey Uso.
Wow.
Hey, Jey Uso, one of the most popular guys.
You see all these egos.
I know you're a Cody fan.
No, you're right though. No, you're right though. You're right though. That's why I was laughing. I was trying to hold it in. I couldn't hold it in.
We do have a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, who says Bailey went up to Tiffany like, you don't know me like that to call me by my government. It's Bailey, bitch. Yeah, that promo segment popped me when Tiffany called Bailey Pam. I was like, what? I was like, did Tiffany trying to just call her a shoot name?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know me like that, bitch.
That was wild.
You ain't earned that right.
I respect you, Booker, man.
You ain't no horsewoman, bitch.
We got like over 100 people watching us right now. Remember to drop the thumbs up on the video, and you can send a super chat donation if you want to have your comment highlighted on screen as we talk some more WWE, because one of the bigger things that went down on last night's show, they had a special vignette that aired teasing someone coming soon. We saw in the vignette, there was a car revving up, taking off, police sirens, and then there was an outliner shot, a linear shot of the city of Detroit. I already knew once I saw that, I was like, oh, wait, they heard me? They heard me complaining about them going to NXT? Thank you. And then PW Insider confirmed that sources have indicated that the vignette is for the Motor City Machine Guns, who were originally supposed to debut on NXT on their debut on the CW this past Tuesday. However, the team was not at this week's NXT as originally planned. No word on when they may debut, but it does look like they are heading to SmackDown. Best decision. These guys have been in the game way too long to be just student teachers.
To be in a fucking startup. NXT. Yeah,
they are more than student teachers. They could be automatically on day one the best tag team in the entire promotion. So you put them on SmackDown that has developed a really good tag team division. You got DIY, you got the Street Profits, you got the Bloodline, you got Pretty Deadly, you got Legado del Fantasma, and now you got DIY, who can have good to great matches with all of those teams. What do you think about the Machine Guns on SmackDown, Top Guy?
Love it. Like they've been in the game 20 plus years.
Make tag team.
Like there's no way they're gonna starting them up in a startup is fucking stupid. Starting them up literally to go there and be the banger matches that they can have immediately with DIY, Go in there and crush it with the Profits. Go in there and because they're gonna mash all of these guys up. And at some point, they need to pull a trade. Like they need to pull a trade and get American Made over to SmackDown too, and just fucking like, and just influx that fucking tag division over there, because obviously that division is dead on Raw. Like that shit has fucking no life. It's basically that shit's got like the fucking babiest of heartbeats. It's basically because of those pretty titles. Other than that, that shit is dead. So just fucking make it
over there.
Huh?
Who's the champs on Raw? Oh, Finn and,
exactly. It's so dead. We don't even know who their champions are. Like it's that dead, and it's not no knock on any knowledge. It's just that's how bad the division is on Raw. So you got to get that good tag team and get them the fuck out of there and put them in a place that's got good tag teams.
You know what?
Make the SmackDown more of the tag team show, and leave everybody else like on the like. I think that's where we should we're gonna put all of our something in all our things in a basket and all our things. We have good tag teams. Put them on one show and put the others on the other show. Like let's just make it because you can't do it on both shows every week. Everyone gets lost in the sauce.
There's no need for 2 tag team champions.
There is none. There is none. Like
not anymore.
All these people, no, there wasn't any from the start. Like I didn't understand why people were like, "Oh, they got to do this tag team ladder match at WrestleMania and separate the tag teams because then you can give opportunities to the people on SmackDown." No, you just have one champion that goes to both shows. Because they had Judgment Day just sticking on Raw so long, that made people think that, oh no, they have enough tag teams to do 2 divisions. And I did not like that idea. I did not like that idea. And we've seen since WrestleMania that it wasn't a good idea.
100%, absolutely. Like the fact that when they split up the Usos, they split up Kevin and Sammy. They basically split up a main event of WrestleMania, so they're not tag teaming no more.
Yep.
The New Day is essentially about to split up, so there is no tag division on Raw. There is going to be no tag division there. So why is this such a difficult? Just fucking unify it and make it one title and just one title only going forward.
Yeah.
And have the guys go do like the girls and just go back and forth.
Exactly.
It's a very simple equation.
Yeah, this is not a hard solution to do it.
Not really hard at all.
I was gonna say this too, and Senior Nerds kind of read my thoughts. He says, "I want to know if Motor City Machine Guns are now on the main roster is because Lucha Bros are staying in AEW." I legit think it is. I legit think that was their spot on the main roster, and because they have to stay on AEW, they were like, "Nah, we can't put you on NXT. We need you on the main roster."
But hey, some things.
I mean, it's a good move. I mean, it's a good move because
things aren't bad.
Because honestly, even if you put them at NXT, right? You put them at NXT. There's only realistically, there's only one match that people want to see when it comes to NXT. But then the problem you fall in is all right, after the match happens, what's next for them? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Yeah. And then also with this partnership with TNA, it's kind of all right, you just signed with, you left TNA and now you're working with the brand that's working with the old company you're at. Okay, cool. But they have enough experience, and I'm they need to be in the main roster regardless of what happens, even if they, you don't know what's gonna happen with them. But I'm they've put in enough time that they didn't need NXT. And I'm I mean, hey, if that's the reason they got to the main roster, I'm all for it. Because when I was told yesterday, when Sid tagged me and he told me, I said, "Thank fucking God." That's what I said.
If things happen for a reason, they happen for a reason. So let the reason be a good outcome, and hopefully it's good for everybody. But it looks like they're going to be in the right place.
We got PW Insider Elite reports that WWE has several legends planned for tonight's WWE Bad Blood, including Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, Diamond Dallas Page, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Medusa, and Jacqueline Moore, all names who had significant time in WCW, which was based in the Atlanta area. So it's going to be a big WCW feel. Cody in the main event, all the WCW legends in attendance for the show. So should be a good one tonight. We'll have our predictions, our final predictions for Bad Blood to end the show here. And I do want to note this because I've seen it in the comments that Fightful said that this was always the plan to have them on SmackDown. No, Fightful noted that WWE sources said this was always the plan. So I don't believe that.
Now.
If WWE wants to now WWE want to say, oh no, this was always the plan.
The biggest fucking truth alters in the universe.
And honestly, if we were to talk to SRS directly, because like Sid knows him, and I've met him before. So if I was to like meet him in person again and ask him straight up, he'll probably tell me like, yeah, that's what they said, but I don't believe it. Like he'll legit will tell you like he'll legit probably tell you the same thing. He'll probably say, yeah, that's what their source told me, but I think it's bullshit. Like
it was way too many reports saying that they were going to NXT for me to now believe. This is always the plan for them.
Way too many, and then all of a sudden you had them planned for the Chicago show. Like, come on,
cool story, bro. Cool story.
Come on.
Come on. WWE Raw this week, they did 1.5 million viewers. The show featured Braun Strowman defeating Bronson Reed in a wild last monster standing main event, thanks to a last-minute assist from the returning Seth freaking Rollins. You also had the Judgment Day beat LWO in a 6-man tag. Post-match, Finn Balor and Liv Morgan cut promos ahead of Bad Blood until Rhea Ripley interrupted to distract them for Damian Priest to attack. While Ripley and Liv, they fought to the back, brawling to the back ahead of their matchup after Rhea tried to trap Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. It left Damian Priest to fend off the rest of the Judgment Day with Finn Balor standing tall over his opponent tonight. Jey Uso kicked off the show to celebrate his Intercontinental Championship win, with Braun Breaker interrupting and congratulating Jey in an apparent babyface turn for Braun. Sami Zayn interrupted World Heavyweight Champion Gunther again to once again challenge him for the title until Gunther finally revealed that he is not scared of Sami, but scared of his reputation after failing to beat him at WrestleMania 40 and embarrassing himself in front of his father. This led to Sami offending Gunther enough for the two to start brawling, with the Ring General getting the upper hand after powerbombing Sami and finally accepting his challenge for next week's Raw. Later, Gunther was confronted by none other than Braun Breaker backstage, teasing a potential World Heavyweight Championship match there. The New Day were in singles action as Xavier Woods beat Rey Mysterio, while Chad Gable defeated Kofi Kingston due to an accidental assist from Woods. But Woods would be in action next week as he challenges Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship. And finally, you had The Miz turning on R-Truth, the end of Awesome Truth. Thank fucking God. As they went against AOP, and CM Punk had a very intense promo exchange inside Hell in a Cell with Drew McIntyre ahead of Bad Blood. But what did you think of this week's Monday Night Raw, Miss Krssi Luv, and last monster standing, including Seth Rollins' return to WWE?
I was just like, Dad, we have to have another match with these two guys again. I was like, okay, sure, great. But they didn't disappoint. They are here for like the pops and all of let's see how these big guys can like outnumber what we did last week. And it did not disappoint. I was just like, oh God, here we go, be bored. Let me go to the bathroom. Let me go do what I need to do to get ready for the next day. But I'm happy I didn't, because it was actually pretty solid. Like the part where they messed up the ring and then Seth came, I thought was a good pop for that. And I was like, oh yeah, Bronson did put Seth out, so makes sense on why he came back and did what he did. Loved it. Great surprise. Why they didn't keep that? They didn't want to keep that a surprise, huh?
They telegraphed that shit too, because they interviewed him about Seth Rollins returning before the matchup, and I was like, why did y'all telegraph this shit? Why y'all haven't been mentioning Seth all these weeks, and now y'all want to interview him about him on the same show he's returning? That wasn't even the internet's fault, Top Guy JJ. That was WWE's fault.
No, it wasn't. See. No, there was no internet there. That was all WWE script writers doing dumb shit again.
Just like
doing
honestly,
dumb shit again.
Shock value, surprising. Like let's still think that's what those are. You have people's faces, like you tell them it, then they're like, "There's not really like everyone's gonna keep looking, and then it'll happen." Well, you guys said it was gonna happen, and everyone's disappointed. Let's think about it.
WWE going to WWE, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it kind of did feel like if it wasn't for the main event, I kind of felt like Raw would have been like mid.
Oh, it got saved. It definitely got saved. It's definitely got saved by that main event.
Yeah, the only nitpick I have about the main event, because I think both guys delivered, right? I'm not taking anything away from the performance. The only nitpick I have, and maybe this is just me, so I'll make it clear. Maybe it's just me. But I kind of felt like maybe like the last like 5 minutes or like the last like giant spots they were doing, it kind of felt like there was no like they didn't let it simmer, like they didn't let it breathe. You know what I mean? Like you had the spot where fucking Braun jumps off, like you know, a fucking barricade breaks, then all of a sudden
he jumps off. Grind. Oh my god! I was like,
he fucking jumped off right the turnbuckle, right, and then with like what less than 2 minutes, the fucking ring breaks. I thought to me that's where it was kind of like, all right, I think they're doing a little too much, but it was more of like not doing too much. I think it was more of the spacing. They didn't have enough time. So it kind of just felt like there was no room to like breathe. And then that moment with Seth Rollins, it kind of like, that's where it kind of, things kind of like calmed down after that. Cause that was a good reaction. I mean, obviously Seth is going to always get a good reaction, but that's the only nitpick I have about the match. Like they did promote it very well. I thought the promotion of it was a little weird. Like they're trying to make it roster to be like Godzilla or something with the fake graphics and stuff. I thought that was a little weird because it was kind of like more like funny than anything. Not like, oh, it was bad. It was just more funny. But they did promote it the whole entire night. Both guys did deliver. You know, probably Braun's best match, maybe.
Since he came back, I think it's up there with his match with Gunther in 2020.
Yeah, I would say, like I was like, yo, like, but you know what's crazy with Braun? I noticed he works well. Like if you pair somebody with like a big person, he usually tends to do well. Like his matches with Big Show were actually very solid. Yeah. You know, like you said, his match with Gunther was very good. He tends to do better when it comes to like if somebody's like a bigger person, he tends to do well when it comes to that.
That's probably a credit to him because that means he doesn't have to. He holds back to a degree against the smaller guys, so he doesn't want to accidentally hurt them.
It
With
could be
bigger guys. He doesn't have to hold back.
No, it could be that, but I think it's also where they're more. It could be that because it could be where they're most comfortable with. I know, like for example, like Ryback. No offense, I know a lot of people don't like Ryback, but Ryback tends to do better with smaller guys than bigger guys. Like. And I've noticed that with him, like somebody like that. Like, so it could be like a sense of like maybe he holds back because of that, because he might hurt somebody.
CM Punk would not agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, Fragile Phil is fragile, so I mean that's on him.
Nah, bro. Nah, you can't do a table spot and miss the entire table.
To be fair.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. But like, yeah, no, that's true.
We almost killed CM Punk, bro.
The news coming out of Monday Night Raw this week, you had the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the reason why Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship wasn't included on WWE Bad Blood is that WWE felt that the PLE didn't need it. Instead, it is being used to boost up the October 7th Raw. This is why I said Triple H is a 5-match merchant. It was also reported this week that by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful that WWE is aware that they haven't been putting black performers on PLEs yet. I don't see not a one nigga on this on show in Atlanta.
And it's funny. I was about to say that. Isn't like Atlanta like very big on like black culture? Like, isn't that like what Atlanta's about?
Yep. And they got the one of the people is Metro Boomin is one of the people that they got promoting this fucking show. But you don't have not one black person on this. Fuck
Talk
you.
about it.
And the whole issue is that he's a 5-match merchant. This dude don't want to give us more than 5 matches on these PLEs, and it's been a detriment to the black performers, and it's been a detriment to tag team wrestling on pay-per-views.
But want to give so many on on WrestleMania? You give what was it? It was more than 5 matches.
It was 7. He gives you 7 matches on the bigger shows, but not on the B pay-per-views. And yes, I know, Johnny, that Jade Cargill, Bianca, and Naomi are hosting Bad Blood, but not one black wrestler on the show.
Yeah, but it's like that. Even like the hosting thing, that's like, come on, that's pretty.
They're gonna be there. They're gonna be there. They're gonna open the show, and then they're gonna have a point at the halfway mark, and that's gonna be the last for the rest of the night.
So stupid.
You know what I mean?
Like they're gonna do a segment with Metro Boomin. That's probably it. And with the WCW legends there. That's it.
Oh, so you just put all
especially with the way WWE presents, like, oh, this person is hosting the pay-per-view. This is not like the Oscars. Like they're probably gonna have like 1 or 2 appearances and that's it. So even if you do that don't mean shit. At least to me, it don't mean nothing.
Brandon Gross says Triple H is not a colleague; he's a fucking colonizer.
Damn. Oh damn.
For the culture, y'all. The
culture. They better not blast BBL Drizzy then tonight. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's Sexy Red.
That is. I guess they think that they think that they have their fucking what am I? They got their diversity tonight because they got Damian Priest in a match.
Yep. He's like, how many Samoans we getting in the main event? Oh, 3. That's it. We don't need any Negroes then. We don't need.
You got Negroes black on the card. They probably consider those black people.
Oh shit! I was about to say that. You know, it's funny. I was about to say that, but then I don't know how that would come off if I was to say that. So that's why I stick quiet on that.
He was like, The Rock coming back? Oh no, we got enough black people on the show.
Triple H is like, oh, you mean Negroes? Oh, okay, all right, I got you on the next one.
Oh my god, so fucking sad.
Oh, but Braun Strowman. Go ahead.
He just said The Rock counts. He's not advertised.
He's not wrestling.
Love it. I love it. Braun Strowman, like I mentioned. Go ahead. What you say?
I was gonna say when Finn loses, you need to play the clip from Josh a couple weeks ago.
We don't need the clip. He says it every week.
He's a I mean, to be fair, he's been a certified bum. There's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything, right? You all just said, hey, we don't know who's the Raw Tag Team Champions, right? Because they're held up by 2 bums. That's why.
Like I mentioned,
Krssy's like, I think I might be safe this week.
Like I mentioned, Braun Strowman suffered an injury during the last Monster Standing matchup. He did get the win over Bronson Reed, but F4W Online reports that Braun is confirmed to have suffered an injury, a torn groin during a Samoan drop spot delivered by Bronson Reed. So hopefully he has a speedy recovery because he gutted out that rest of that matchup. Because
he's been getting injured a lot.
No,
he's been getting injured a lot. Yeah,
no, I think Krssi just made Josh's point even stronger. Didn't even remember who the tag champs were, bro.
This guy's still on this. Speaking of fragile Phil, CM Punk did have an interview on No Contest Wrestling.
Yo, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, what?
No contest.
I can't.
Certified bum Finn.
No Contest Wrestling, which is a new podcast on Rich Eisen's podcast network, hosted by O'Shea Jackson, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Little Ice Cube, CM Punk spoke about what happened in the moments before he made his return to WWE at Survivor Series, and he said that he didn't sign a contract with WWE until after he made his appearance for the return at Survivor Series. He says, I don't think people knew. I think they were piled in there because it's the end of the show and social media people are filming winners and losers coming through the curtain. I remember being in Gorilla and all of a sudden I get bear hugged from behind and I turn around and I see who it is. It's Bailey. She's like, I fucking knew it. As soon as they started yelling at us to clear the hallway, I knew it. She's not letting go of me. Triple H is there. Stephanie, I remember having a moment with her. Somebody I haven't seen in 10 years. Somebody where people are like, they hate each other. William Regal, I remember looking at Regal and him going, interesting look on his face. Look at us. There were so many people in there. Then I don't know what to do. I lose my composure. All I know is I'm coming out and I'm trying to talk to Triple H over the table, and it's so loud. They hit my music. I don't know what I'm doing, what I am doing. He's like, go walk to the cage, and all the way down to the cage. I asked. He was trying to tell me there were 2 cages for baby faces and heels for War Games. He wanted me to walk down and stand there, and in my head, I'm going all the way to the cage. We're going back and forth and freaking out. He rips his headset off and says, what are we doing? Obviously, we figured it out.
Wow.
So, there you go. CM Punk on his WWE return. And CM Punk was a big person involved in NXT this week, which did a massive number on their debut on the CW network. 895,000 viewers for their first time. Yeah, first time on broadcast television. Their CW premiere featured Roxanne Perez beating Giulia in a very good opener to the show to retain the NXT Women's Championship, thanks to an assist from the returning Cora Jade. Wes Lee defeated Zachary Wentz in a great street fight as well, finishing their feud. Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo traded final barbs ahead of their NXT North American matchup, North American title matchup next week in St. Louis on Miz TV. Fatal Influence beat Lola Vice and Jada Parker. Post-match, Fatal Influence called out NXT Women's North American Champion Kalani Jordan, who had some backup in the form of WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to set up a trios match for next week. Meanwhile, in the main event, you had Trick Williams defeating Ethan Page to become a two-time NXT champion in the main event. Post-match, special referee CM Punk laid out Page with the GTS to grandstand Trick Williams moment.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it because I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trick's moment.
I must say that title does look good with Trick. It just fits.
Yeah, I agree.
It just fits.
I agree. Good stuff. Good show. Good show this week.
It was
a good show. It was a good show. It was a good show.
I think it was better than Raw.
Yeah,
I agree definitely. Definitely better.
Raw was not good. Raw was not that good this week. It wasn't that good.
No.
It was kind of mid. It was mostly mid.
Well, I enjoyed that shit more than SmackDown.
I mean, well,
I like SmackDown a little bit more because of the ladder match.
Yeah, I agree, SB.
Yeah, but
we'll say
NXT was a good show.
Then Raw.
Yeah, I say SmackDown, NXT, and then Raw for me.
Okay, I can see that.
I just love Obafemi, yo. I just love Obafemi.
Mm-hmm. So, love me some Obafemi. CM Punk and Ethan. You know damn well we're not getting that. You know damn well we're not getting that.
And then the way he just talked, talked down to Tony D'Angelo was so, it's not gonna be you and me. It's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be your hometown. It's gonna be me and you in the ring, not the people around you. You don't even believe you could beat me.
That's why I know there's people that's like, call him up now. Jimmy Macaron was like, call him up now. I think that he's the guy that should beat Trick Williams for the NXT championship.
I think so too.
Who?
Obafemi.
Obafemi.
Oh.
Now he trying to.
I'm saying because I was like, hey, who you guys talking about?
I'm about to say you don't fuck with Obafemi.
No, Oba's fine. Oba's fine.
No, I think Obafemi is the one that carries the company for the next like year or two. I think
Oba
he's
is
the
the
big
man.
guy.
Oba's
Like,
No,
the man,
I mean,
yo.
Oba's fine. It's just give him a match less than 10 minutes and you're good. Anything past that, he's fighting for his life.
you know what?
See,
Like-
you ain't see this.
He's like a fish out of water. After like you give him 12 minutes. Yo, if you
Ain't
tell
no-
him like you tell Oba, hey, you gotta get 20 minutes, yo, it's like a fish out of water. Like I'm just saying.
That's crazy, bro.
sure?
Where the Oba hate come from?
No, it's not hate. I've been saying it. I'm like, yo, his endurance is not good.
Well, look how big that nigga is. Like, what you mean?
I mean, you gotta work on it then.
I'm laughing because I'll be honest with you. I love Obafemi, but Josh ain't.
No, he's
lying.
good. No, he's good. Like he's good.
Let me also say, Josh
Yo,
didn't need
does
to say
Obafemi
that,
even have
but
a
he's not
year in the
lying.
business yet?
Exactly. You see,
Does he even?
I'm not lying. Like
No, but
that's
does
what I'm
he-
saying.
does-
Like,
this
yo, his
man
endurance
doesn't
is
even have
terrible.
a full year yet.
That don't mean
Not even in
nothing.
the game a full year yet.
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah,
He got
y'all- you see- you
he
see-
got
you
he got
see,
boost
this what I'm
he
talking
got
about.
boost up that
That's what I'm
cardio.
talking
He
about.
got boost up that cardio. That's all I'm saying. You want somebody
See,
to
this
be
that
the
black
face.
hate that I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You're gonna be a face of the company. You can't. You gotta be. You gotta be top game, bro. Like you can't be out
Man,
there
we
12
hating
minutes.
on our own. We can't be
and
hating on
like,
our own kind.
Yo, I'm just saying. If he was in Times Square and he was around to 12th Avenue, he ain't gonna make it past 10th Avenue. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
As would most of the fucking roster wouldn't make it to 12th Avenue.
I mean, I would. And that's saying a lot. And I got 2 bad knees.
Josh is just ridiculous.
Yo, you see, man, we can't be hating on our own kind like this, man. That's why we don't get no pushes. That's why there ain't no niggas on the show tonight.
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, XPK, hey, he books a lot of black talent on NXT.
Because
He does.
Paul probably heard this
He
fucking
does.
show and said he's right. He probably can't go more than 12 minutes, so he can't be on one of the 5 matches.
It's probably true. It's probably true.
I'm just trying to figure out why Josh is this way. He's not lying, but he did not need to say that.
You ain't call out Brunson Reed all night,
Yep.
all show.
Oh my god!
But as soon as we talk about Oba and we start giving Oba praise, we can't go more than 10 minutes in the ring.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen Bronson Reed before that.
This nigga said he's fighting for his life. Oh, shit.
This black on black crime gotta stop.
Gotta stop. It got to.
Oh, I will say though, it has that to do with. I will say, Giulia should have fucking won on Tuesday.
Giulia should have won.
I'm sticking with that. Giulia should have fucking won, and especially the way I don't know. I was not happy with that finish. I was just
I didn't
like
that at all. I hated it.
I did not like that finish. I'm like, yo, it was either giving her the belt or figure something out. I'm like, for her to lose that way, I thought it was. I mean, it was good seeing Cora. It was good seeing Cora.
It's cool seeing Cora, but that's not big enough for the first match on CW. It should have been Stephanie Becker debuting and costing Giulia because she wants to get the title before Giulia.
Yeah,
that makes more sense than Cora Jade.
Yeah, and then
like,
also
it was
Jade,
just I was just like, really? That's
it was just
You
I mean,
her lose her for her debut match.
and I will say, I mean, Cora Jade, she grew up a lot the last few months, if you know what I mean.
She did. Money well spent.
Yeah. Cora brought herself into being a little baddie.
You know what?
The CW network were praising NXT this week for the strong numbers. They did their biggest audience in nearly a year for NXT. The CW also revealed it was the strongest programming on the network so far in adults 18 to 49 and adults 25 to 54. Thank you, Cora Jade, and your 2 assistants. WWE received a new logo and theme song. for his debut on the CW. Tuesday's show revealed a new opening video featuring 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne's Millions From Now as his theme, as well as a new silver and black logo. The NXT head, Shawn Michaels, kicked off the program and presented and unveiled new NXT Championship and NXT Women's Championship titles before being joined by Triple H to kick off the show. Why the fuck was Triple H there? This grandstanding ass nigga.
Yep.
Always in the videos.
Take the shine. We didn't need you.
Dude hasn't been there in months, and then all of a sudden he want to make it about himself.
Oh, you ain't know his nickname is Paul Combs?
Ooh.
I was gonna go there.
Damn.
A vignette aired on this week's NXT for the incoming Delta Tuesday night show. So
yo, what is wrong with us right now?
Yo, we off the hinges. We off the hinges right now. The Australian star signed with WWE in late July. The vignette hinted at a possible Halloween Havoc arrival as the highway signs were Exit 10 and Route NXT 27. Halloween Havoc takes place on October 27th, so it seems that Delta will make her entrance into NXT at the upcoming event. But man,
oh yeah, let's have the person that dresses like Mad Max debut Halloween Havoc. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that's
I'm just saying.
And then finally, the final show that we missed this week was New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction in Kobe. The show featured Tetsuya Naito defeating Great Okan to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Post-match G1 Climax 34 winner Zack Sabre Jr. officially challenged Naito for his title match at King of Pro Wrestling. Shingo Takagi beat Hanare in a banger of a matchup to win the Never Openweight Championship, his 5th reign with the title. Earlier in the show, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kosei Fujita welcomed the newest member of TMDK, the returning Ryohei Oiwa, as they picked up a win over just 5 guys. After the main event of the show, Shingo Takagi attempted to challenge the winner of Naito versus ZSJ, but it was Oiwa who came out and challenged Takagi to face him for the Never Openweight Championship at King of Pro Wrestling. Doki beat Yoshinobu Kanemaru in a very good match to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. Post-match show challenged Doki and laid him out with a wrench. And Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yano, and Boltin Oglid defeated House of Torture to retain the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles, thanks to help from El Phantasmo fighting off interference from House of Torture. Post-match, Tanahashi officially welcomed ELP and Jado into Hontai. Hiroki Goto beat Gabe Kidd in a front brawl, while David Finlay defeated Yoshihashi in a terrific semi-main event to retain the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Post-match, Goto stepped up as Finlay's next challenger they will face at King of Pro Wrestling. So good stuff from New Japan Pro Wrestling, from Destruction in Kobe, setting up all the events coming up with King of Pro Wrestling, which is next week. We will give you our final predictions for that show on next week's show. And TNA finally closes us out for the week. They just had news as their shows this week were canceled. They had to reschedule their Spartanburg, South Carolina. Yeah, due to Hurricane Helene. It was a Helene or Helen?
Helene.
Helene, TNA has since updated its website announcing that the shows would take place in Nashville at the Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee on October 2nd and 3rd. On Sunday, TNA officially announced that taping would take place, and the company confirmed the news. So it did take place over the last 2 days. And Fightful Select reports that TNA Wrestling is currently planning to continue its Hall of Fame with this year at Bound for Glory, possibly. While it's unknown who TNA is looking to induct, there have been names mentioned like the Hardys in the past. So maybe we will see in the weeks to come if they're bringing that back for Bound for Glory. But that is all from what we missed this week. What a week in professional wrestling. And I did not expect to talk about TNA as much as we did, but we can thank Josh. I mean, talk about NXT as much as we did, but we can thank Josh for that because that was wild. But yes, we made it to Krssi Luv's favorite part of the week, match of the week, and best and worst of the week. Josh, you want to start us off with the best and worst of the week? Who had the best week? Who had the worst week for you?
The best week, I'm gonna say Tony Khan. He got his TV deal.
Yeah, I like.
He got the TV deal. He got the bag, right? He said it in Collision. We got the bag. I'm like, all right, bro. Like he did say that. He said it before the show.
Such a nerd. I love the nerd. I love it. Nothing ever surprises me.
And the worst of the week, I want to put it in one category, but I'm just gonna give it to the main person. It's Eric Bischoff.
Oh.
Eric Bischoff easily. Not only with the fake news, he went hiding after the announcement went, but then also on top of that, yesterday he tried to run with a fake news narrative, and he got called out on it. And instead of like, oh, my bad, I didn't believe it, he tried to double down on it. By far the worst week.
I'm going to give my best of the week. I'm going to agree with you. It's Tony Khan. And yeah, AEW getting their massive TV deal. And worst of the week, I'm going to say it now because I don't want to say it after he probably has a great match tonight. It's CM Punk because he got his main event taken away from him by The Rock again.
Wow.
Miss Krssi Luv, best and worst of the week.
Best of the week, Tony Khan. Worst goes to Giulia because she lost on her debut. Sorry.
Great point. JJ?
That wasn't on my bucket list, for people, but hey. I never thought I would do that to Giulia. Sorry, girl. It's not you. Blame Sean.
So much for the Oscar push. So much for the Oscar push.
I'm mad I didn't think of that myself. That was a great point, Krssi Luv. Great point.
Appreciate it.
JJ? Oh, we lost JJ.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't take it. I can't take the Giulia hate. But yes, let us know in the chat. We got Seth who says JD from NY for worst of the week. We got
he could be in the category. He could be in the category too, but I'm like, it gotta be Bischoff. He's been low key.
What did he
upset
say?
at AEW. He's been hating.
Oh, he literally had a video that was posted that AEW's not getting their TV deal a month ago.
Yeah.
And now with this confirmation, AEW Dynamite will be on longer than WCW Nitro ever was.
And I think he's upset. I think he's like really hurt by it. And I believe this is just me speculating, but I truly believe he begged Tony Khan for a job. Tony told him no, and that's why he's been in this hatred run of AEW. That's what I believe. Because I'm just like, why are you like, why are you this bothered by Tony Khan? Like, what the fuck does man do to you? He had you on TV multiple times. He had you on TV several times. So I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to understand myself. But man, like, he's really making himself look like a fucking dick. And his followers are even worse because they believe the bullshit he's feeding them. And I'm like, by all means, I don't listen to this podcast. I have no plans on listening to it, so fuck that guy.
Bell says that Giulia's debut was Chelsea Green. She is correct, but I think that Krssi Luv was more her first big match. And for a lot of WWE fans,
yes, you're right. Sorry,
that they saw Giulia.
But they also, But my thing too is like they had her promote CW, right? Remember, like, oh, BU CW, like they had her do all that. I'm like, damn, that's how. All right, cool. Like, take the help like that.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
JJ, who's your best and worst of the week? JJ, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. My shit was like acting a little funny for a sec. I just had to do a quick reboot. My bad. Best of the week is AEW. Best of the week is AEW winning. I mean, that's bar none. I think worst of the week is us.
Us? How?
Us.
Why us?
Because we talk, we did too much crime on each other today.
Black on black.
You know what?
Black on black crime today. The worst of the week is the fucking internet, bro. It's the internet to me, man. Like, it's fucking black. Like, the shit that people decide to fucking put out and try to get clicked on and try to read and try to get you to fucking get all of this false information out. And this shit just pissed me off. And I would also fucking nominate Chris Jericho as worst of the week too. Like fuck him. Like fuck that guy too. Like he's another fucking bum. He's a bum. Like fuck him. Like that to me, besides, you know, fucking internet marks and these fucking people giving false information all the time.
I kind of see where Vala's talking about, because I'll say it here, Romeo was basically defending it, saying like, oh, you know, she needs to build up some kind of adversity and story. It was like, Giulia, no, get the fuck out of here. She's in a fucking development brand. She doesn't need no developing. But also, if you're telling me that she's gonna have an Oscar-like run, then give her an Oscar-like run. Don't do this bullshit of like that everybody needs a story, or everybody need, like, bro, like Cody Rhodes. That was good enough for Cody Rhodes. Not everybody needs one, and that's where I stand on that. I'm like, she's good enough so that if she would have won, it would have been justified. You know what I mean? Like, she's put in the work that much.
Put in the work. She should have been done. She should have won. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, but like, you know, like, because in wrestling, right? There's some people who need that build up, right? They need that story, they need that build up. So when they get the title win, it means something. There's just some people that they put in that they had the accolades already, that once they get to a company, you put with a belt, it's justified. And I think that was a situation that they had, and they didn't do that. Like,
Also fair. All right, now time for matches of the week. Match of the week. I got 10s, but I'm gonna go really, really fast. Number 10, Doki versus Katamaru. Roxanne Perez versus Giulia. Number 9 for me. Number 8, Hologram versus Mortals versus Jurlistico. Number 7, Wesley versus Zachary Wentz. Shingo Takagi versus Hanare is number 6. Number 5, Finley versus Hashi versus from New Japan. Number 4, Budded Line versus Street Profits versus DIY. Number 3, Last Monster Standing. Number 2, Osprey versus Ricochet. Number 1, Bryan versus Okada 3 from Dynamite. JJ, give us your matches of the week, and then you can sign off, sir. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I mean, matches of the week for me, definitely Okada and Danielson. Then you got the last Monster Standing match was fun. I also did. I mean, of course, Osprey and Ricochet, definitely. Who else you got there? That was pretty good. The ladder match from SmackDown was really good. I definitely enjoyed that. Then you got Ethan Page and Trick Williams. I enjoyed that a lot too. I'm probably missing one or two, but it was overall. I also loved the fucking Wesley match, the street fight. The street fight was a really good match too. I'm pretty sure there's one out there that I am missing, but I don't want to keep fucking wasting time thinking about it. But I was like 6, so that was a lot.
Yeah, you did good. You did good.
So. Man, so gotta go up to the bubbies now, and the sun is rapidly fucking coming over
you,
so you're not even gonna see me in a sec. I'm literally like pressed up against the house right now, so I'm running out of fucking shade space. And then the kids are starting to go they starting to fucking tap on the glass and shit, like, I thought it was 3 hours, 3 hours. So yeah, they wait for uncle to go inside and then fucking torment my life for the next like few hours. But man, can't wait to be back on here with you guys. It's gonna be really, really fun. This was as much black on black crime as we had today. It was really, really fun. Like we shot down a lot of shit. We talked about a lot of informational shit too. So a lot of gems out of this show today. So obviously, if it's something that you go back and watch, a lot of clips too. I think this is potential for a lot of clips on here too. So I think that's a good thing to have on here as well, man, because there was a lot of nuggets in this show that's going to be valuable. Instagram, you can find me at Tru Heel _Top Guy JJ. I haven't solidified my November date quite yet. I'm still actually working on that. I'll have that by next week.
Well, we need a run in on 300.
So 300, you said, is the 3 weeks from today. So yeah, I think I still got that in the calendar to do a pop in. Definitely not going to be able to do the whole episode because that's the start of my holiday season weekend. So perfect timing on that. So But yeah, can't wait to be back on here for another episode with you guys. More than likely, it's going to be in the confines of my fucking home. I'm not going to be on vacation for the rest of the year, so it's great stuff. Good to get out, and also good to chop it up with you guys. And crazy fucking few hours coming up with wrestling, UFC, fucking college football. Like, this is going to be a fucking stacked weekend.
Yep.
Indeed. Thank you, Top Guy JJ, as always, for joining us this week. We always appreciate having you on the show, and we shall see you next time.
Later.
Yeah, see y'all very soon. Peace out. Love y'all, man. Chat. Love you guys. You guys are fucking crazy in there. I saw all of y'all was on fire in there. But yeah,
they were.
Peace out, y'all. Peace. Love y'all.
Krssi Luv, your matches of the week.
Okay, honorable mention to the Wesley and
Zachary Wentz
match. That's my honorable mention. But number 5 is going to go to DIY Street Profits and the Bloodline. 4 is going to be Giulia and Roxanne. 3 will be the Monster match. 2 is going to be the triple threat match from Collision last week, which was a hologram and all those guys. That one. And then my number 1 is Danielson and oh no, fuck. All right, I got 6. I got 7. I can't forget Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Fuck. Damn.
Yeah, I was about to say they left off. And then number 1, Danielson and Okada.
There you go. That's it. Yep.
All right, Josh.
Number 3, I got the main event from Raw. Number 2, I got Ospreay versus Ricochet, and number 1, Danielson versus Okada.
Yeah, forgot all about my boy that I got to meet. Yes,
you did. How was that, Krssi? What did you tell him? How big of a fan you are?
I was stuttering my words, man. I just couldn't believe it. Oh shit. But I said, I love you very much, friend, and you're like my favorite wrestler. He was like, "Oh, thank you, babes. I really appreciate that." And his accent, I was like, "Yes, of course."
That's the happiest I've ever seen Krssi in my life, in my entire life.
Oh, for my friends that don't know,
you should tell them. Join us on Tru Heel Heat.
Let me tell you.
You gotta start telling these wrestlers, come join us on Tru Heel Heat. They love you so much.
To my peeps. There goes me and my boo for the rest of my life. Hey, ow, get it? Hey, me and my boo, I met him for the first time last week, Wednesday. I am in love. I can die a happy woman now. Thank you very much. I got the touch on his chest, which is very.
Yo. But you ain't tell him come on Tru Heel Heat. Like you don't do it.
I can do all of that, guys. Like one at a time, friends. One at a time.
I'm teasing you. But let's do rapid fire Bad Blood starting in just at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be on the lookout for that because is that
the pre-show or is that the actual?
No, the main show is at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, we're not doing 7-8 o'clock now. We want to be outside early. Ain't this
outside.
The show starts at 6.
Right.
Yes. We're starting off with the singles match, grudge match. It's going to be Battle of Former Judgment Day members. It is a Damian Priest one-on-one with Finn Balor.
Oh my God, I hate
Krssi Luv, who you got?
I hate to say, but my boo Finn is going to get his ass kicked, and Damian will win, unfortunately. That's why y'all call him a bum, because he keep losing.
Yep, I'm going with Damian Priest. Josh?
Priest. You didn't even got to ask me.
Right, we don't even have to ask him. You already know. He the one that said he's a damn bum on this damn platform several times.
WWE Women's Championship is going to be Bayley challenging Nia Jax. I got Nia. Josh?
Nia.
I got Nia retaining, and Bayley looks weird in that photo.
Yes,
what?
indeed.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does. It don't even look like her. It don't even look like her.
It's the half haircut. That's why.
No, I think it's the way they did like the structure of her face, like the color.
Like it looks like she looks like a creep, like she's supposed to be a badass, but she's really not. I mean, she's like a face.
Yeah, she's like a James Bond villain.
For the WWE Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan will defend against Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. I'm going with Liv Morgan to retain thanks to help from our new bodyguard, Raquel Rodriguez. Krssi Luv.
Ooh. Wait, whoa, hold on. Stop the presses. What?
I said it.
I like it though, SP. Where did you get this info?
It's no spoilers, no, something I heard. I just think it would be cool.
Got it. Before you even said all that, I still had Liv winning. Yeah, Rhea doesn't need to be champ right now. She's so over. She doesn't need the belt.
Yeah, Josh.
I think Liv retains. I just don't see both of the Terratons winning. That's why.
I agree. And then you got Inside Hell in a Cell. It's gonna open the show. CM Punk going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. The 10-month rivalry concludes. I got Punk. Krssi?
Damn. I don't know, man. I'm not mad at either winner, to be honest. I think both deserve to be in this spot. Fuck it. I'll say Drew. Punk doesn't need this.
Josh?
Musty Phil wins.
And the main event, it will be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns facing the Bloodlines, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Who wins, and does The Rock show up before or after the final bell? Krssi.
I got winning Roman and Cody. The Rock comes after at the end.
That's fair. Josh?
I got Cody and Roman winning and Rock coming after.
I am going to go. I gotta be different, so I'm gonna go with the Rock coming before the final bell, and that means the Bloodline win. With
I knew you
Solo
was gonna
pinning
pick.
Roman.
When you asked the question, I knew you was gonna pick them anyway. Regardless if the Rock was coming, I feel like you was gonna pick the Bloodline regardless, because they have
I think there's more of a chance. There's more of a chance than people are letting on of the Bloodline winning and Roman and Cody not coexisting.
Right, but I feel like they have to make the Bloodline look important and big as they're supposed to. Like Cody and Roman itself are big as it is, but I think Cody getting the pin, not Roman, and the Bloodline would win it if it goes that way, with the Rock's help, of course.
I don't see Cody losing, because I don't want to see Cody and Solo again. So that's why I say Solo pins Roman.
Yeah, and
the reason why I'm picking Solo and Roman one-on-one.
Yeah, I'm picking Cody and Roman just because of the whole aspect of what Cody said and like the implications and all that stuff. I don't see Solo winning again. You don't put Jacob in that situation as well. I wouldn't put him there just yet either. So I'm like, if you're saying all that stuff, you're spoiling the shit, bro. I think that's what it is. I think that's why.
And the next one is Survivor Series, which is the War Games. So we have to build War Games now. Yeah. So how do we build War Games? Oh God, fuck me.
Well, they're gonna build Crown Jewel. I think that's why The Rock's coming back. Yeah. I think
it's Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel is at the beginning of November.
Yeah, so it's before for Survivor Series, and then also that's the show that The Rock is gonna be involved with because more money. That's why.
Money. Yeah.
Dirty
but
money.
That brings us to a close on another edition of the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. I think this is one of our better episodes in a while. You guys were on top form in your return, Krssi and Josh. Krssi, the floor is yours. First up, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
Hey friends, I am here. Thank you for joining us. Join us every week on Tru Heel Heat every Saturday, 11:05 a.m. I am here. Other than that, you join myself and SP as we do our review for Power. So we'll be doing that on Monday, and we'll be probably doing some other shows on top of that. Other than that, you can follow me, Krssi Luv _1, Tru Heel Krssi Luv. Server Haste Hills is on hiatus right now. My partner is been going through some things, so it's on hiatus. So I apologize for that, but keep her in your prayers. And that's it. I'm here.
For sure. We got to do the bear. I finally finished the bear, and I understand why people were upset. But
I mean, we talked about this before, but go ahead, Josh.
Josh, the floor is yours.
You can follow me, JonPunk321, Twitter and Instagram. And I'll be back next Saturday for Tru Heel Heat. The following weekend, I'm already, Tony said, he already knows, because I'll be at New York Comic Con. I'm attending all 4 days.
The 18th one?
Yeah, 17th through the 20th. So I'm attending all 4 days because I'm a fucking maniac. There's already a lot of people I'm meeting. I'm meeting Josh Brolin, who played Thanos, and he played Cable. I'm meeting Haley Atwell, who is Agent Carter. I mean, it was a lot of people that weekend, so gonna be a busy weekend.
No Country for Old Men, which is a great movie. People don't know.
Yep. So that's the following weekend, but I'll be on next weekend.
Next week, yes, same.
Oh, so you're off in 2 weeks as well, Krssi Luv? Why do y'all keep picking the same weekends to be off? So I'm stuck with trying to find replacement. I'll see who I can get in 2 weeks then. But for you can follow me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tru Heel Heat, patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. The best ways to support us when we are not live here. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. And I will be back here tomorrow, probably 12:05 or so p.m. Eastern time, to review tonight's WWE Bad Blood event. So join me live for that. I'll see who I'm doing that with. But until then, for Miss Krssi Luv, for the True Josh, for Top Guy JJ, we appreciate y'all for joining us live, and join us live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. UK for anyone watching in the UK. WWE Bad Blood watch party with Romeo and the gang. But until next week, this has been Tru Heel Heat 297, Elite Profits, many returns, and Big Guy in Georgia. We are signing off until next time.